That was it.
everyone, and welcome to the SharpEngine podcast, episode 3. I'll first introduce my lovely co-hosts. We have SwarmEngine. Say hi to the audience.
Hello, everyone. I'm SwarmEngine on Sharp's channel this evening. Very enthused about this prospect and opportunity and all of that business.
Yeah, this is the first time we've been on my channel, so that's pretty hype. And we also have a special guest, Chaler. Please introduce yourself.
Hi. I don't have an intro. I'm just in a blanket and I'm chilling. I wasn't ready for us to start. Yeah.
Issue is me.
How's it going, everybody? I don't know if we've even got people in yet.
We have Yuo.
Also, suddenly.
Who's in
Oh,
the
of course
chat.
we do.
Shout out to Yuo.
Of course we do.
But yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. But
Most certainly.
starting off, first I should mention, if you want the people to know about this, feel free to send out the link, twitch.tv/sharpbot9000.
Yeah, where should we do this? Self-promotion, shamelessly.
Yeah, we haven't promoted.
Tell the people in chat to do it, so it's less shameless.
Yeah, I have told the people in chat, you can save us if you want to help us out, but if you don't want to, that's fine too. But we have only advertised on Twitter, I think. Actually, I can just send out the link and a few Discords.
Wait, I've covered Netplay
wait,
Warriors.
wait.
I've got Netplay Warriors covered.
Wait, sorry.
You got
sorry,
SS.
sorry.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
No, I forgot. Never
Did
mind.
stream change?
Anyway.
Oh, stream to change.
I forgot
Yeah.
that my Discord is connected to the stream.
Wait, Yuo, did you put it in the like expressly thing? What's the word? Expressly allocated melee stats shield channel. Because if you're only doing that, you're honestly not a true.
Yeah, you all sent it to melee stats.
If you're gonna shield, do it here. Only there.
Yeah, I would
that's not good
expect Yuo to do that.
Nah, he needs to put it in
Hassan has
general.
the best haircut of all three. I mean, I don't mind that. I haven't cut my
Wait.
hair for a long
I
time.
don't know, comment on my hair. Wait. Oh, it's Ellie that said that. Only Ellie will put a positive spin on my receding hairline. I swear to God.
Damn.
What a hero.
No self roasts
Yeah.
here. Only
Wait,
self love.
yeah.
Only self love. But yeah.
Go to right now.
Let's start things off. So, I think all of us were supposed to be at Myth, right? And not all of us did show up, unfortunately. I had a few complications, which I can talk about shortly, but I would much rather want to hear about your experience there, my fellow podcasters, since we only want good vibes on this stream. I had pretty bad vibes, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah, I can
but-
imagine. It was bad five though, all of us to be honest.
Yeah.
Those
What do you
it's
mean?
like-
I had a good time. I had a good time. Even if I
Wait,
had probably
not
the
from
last
that
one.
perspective.
Yeah, okay, alright. I
Yeah,
think,
sure.
like, tournament-wise, I feel like, me and stuff probably didn't have the best tournament. I had the worst tournament of my
Oh,
probably, like, career in a long time. But, I had a good
Yes,
time. I mean, I
very
got
much.
there. Getting there's pretty dope.
true,
Some
true,
of us didn't
true.
have that experience.
Yeah, no, not getting there is quite sad.
Wait, you can't play clips, can you, Sean?
Me?
That seems. Actually, no. We're spending so long talking about all of the complications with OBS. I don't want to add another spanner in the
No.
works.
I if you
It's
want,
actually
if you want me to
such a
play,
shamble.
if you want me to
Oh
play
my
clip,
God.
I can. If you
Yeah,
want me.
What
'Cause I
clips are you trying to
think-
play?
I'm trying to play a clip of my set.
Wait, hang
Oh
on.
my God, the way it ended.
I'm
Wait,
sorry.
because I recorded it on my phone.
Oh, is it Yugoslavia?
Yeah. Oh my
I
God.
heard about
You think
this
that
one.
was bad? It was even worse with. I think it was even more. It wasn't worse. But it was
You
more of
were
a-
you were like the me of Camp Cone. You were just there like with your
What do you do?
giant tripod. Well, you had your cameras recording all your sets. I was just there going. You had like a giant tripod that I had the same similar kind of thing going on at Camp Cone, but I was
Yeah.
recording people, not my own
It's
sets.
actually not even like you call it a tripod to make it sound somewhat professional. Oh, my phone's bugging out. You make it a tripod to make it sound somewhat professional. It's literally like a selfie stick my mum got when she was going
Yeah.
to see, like my uncle.
This
Like
is what I have. It's
with a
very
little
very similar.
tripod on.
I have this thing. It's
Yeah.
like
on your
it like
phone.
stands out. It has like a stand.
Nah, that
It
looks
comes
sturdy
out.
as well.
And then it goes, and then it just like
It's telescopic as well. Yeah.
it goes really far up.
No, your one's really a lot more sturdy than my one.
This is how long this thing is.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
it's not very sturdy.
Yeah, that's not even. It's probably like okay. So I also had another set. Like I'm gonna, actually, no, I'll probably just focus on getting this clip. But yeah, I lost to a lot of people seated below me, which doesn't count.
I mean, that happens. That happens.
Yeah.
Slippy era,
um,
everyone's really, really good at the game. I think that's what I realized the most, like from being at the tournament. Like, I feel like there were only like a few people I play who weren't like really good now. Like everyone has just like
Yeah.
is afraid. You can't be afraid of anyone. You can't not be afraid of anyone, especially if you're like mid level. I feel like
Yeah,
it's just like terrifying to play anyone.
yeah.
I think the coolest. Yeah, go on, Sharp.
Sorry. I was just gonna elaborate on that point. Like, as someone who's played since 2016, which isn't too long, but it's still like 5 years, so it's quite a while. But like, as someone who's seen a lot of players, I think that the culture of like improvement has it changed so much, especially with like when I started like in 2016, 17, 18. It's like if you were good, like if you got to a certain point, like you could just not play and you would stay at that level, because like people weren't the improvement rate was like very, very slow for people. So like as an old schooler, you could just sit and like not really practice too much, not really play too much, and like your level would stay the exact same. You could come to your like your regionals and still like get top 3 or whatever if you're like that good. Like if you're top 10 in Sweden or top 5 in the UK. Well, top 10 in the UK too. Or like but yeah, basically the point is like nowadays I feel like if you slack off for like a week or like a month, like you fall so hard behind, because like people are just playing every day, like all the time.
Yeah, for real. I can't speak too much about the pressure on like, because me and Josh were seemingly talking about our lower level, what's it called? Woes, I guess, playing the next generation of people that are shooting up. But yeah, I guess I was gonna ask you if you feel like that's also the case at the high level with, you know, I would say that top level European players probably seem quite, or probably feel a bit more like safe than everyone else below them.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you do see like a lot of like, I don't know, it feels like at that lower tier top level European player that is really getting challenged. I don't know. Do you think you'd agree, or do you think everyone at the top is being challenged right now?
I mean, I think there's kind of like a shift in the top, like a little bit of a shift. Like we've already seen Frenzy, like getting as closer than he's ever been to overtaking Prof in the UK, when Prof stood like undefeated for so many years, or like the Sechi was getting close, but then like Sechi was still like losing by a lot. Like Sechi was taking sets, but he wasn't by any chance like getting ahead in the set record, even though he was doing like really well. And in the same way, like I feel like the Swedish top wasn't really challenged either. Like of course Leffen's never gonna be challenged, and Leffen is still not challenged, but like nowadays we see like people like Meaty and people like especially Pipsqueak like really like kind of take over compared to the a little bit more old schoolers like Humpe, or I mean Dady isn't too old school either, but Dady definitely got like kind of overtaken by those players. Although Dady's a special case considering he's been focusing a lot more on work, but like the point is like I feel like there's definitely a shift going on at the top level. The only one that seems safe is like Leffen, but that's because Leffen is so far ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I would echo the similar thing for the UK, like you're saying with all the Slippy era. I think, we're clearly seeing like old VR faces kind of not doing as well. Maybe we've also got like up and comers like Screechy popping the hell off.
Yeah.
Max like coming in from over the thing, Kingu coming in, like
Yeah.
all doing exceptionally well and just like showing and like other people who just like haven't seen before, like Ty clearly on the Ty had a great performance at it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
He's clearly someone to watch out for. I mean, I'm kind of just speed running saying everyone's performances at Myth right here, but that's just like some of the names we can mention.
Yeah.
Surely that talk about a bit more. Talk about a bit more than a bit.
A little bit foreshadowing for sure.
Yeah.
No, but definitely like the thing I was thinking like, it's just 2 seconds ago, the question I asked is like, are there new people popping up and challenging? Because the way that probably me and Josh see it is like, oh, these names that we've never heard of before are just coming out of nowhere, like super powered by Slippy and just beating us and leaving us embarrassed to have to walk up to our friends and say, oh, I lost to X. It's like, who's X? I've never heard of this person's name before. But no, while you won't necessarily see that, like among higher level players, because they're less likely to be upset by someone who's never just started the game. Although you do have outliers, of course, as we mentioned, Ty being Falconer in chat, probably doesn't feel too good about being reminded about that. But it is mostly people like you guys mentioned, like Pipsqueak or Meaty or Max or Squeechu, who were playing the game for like obviously before like quarantine and for a significant period before that in some cases. Like Squeechu's been playing, I think, longer than me and you, Josh, and by extension, you Sharp.
I
But
think
a lot
Switch is
of
a
them,
little bit less about the same as me. If I remember
I
correctly.
think so. It's
I think
20.
we talked about that.
I think he
It's
must have
pretty
started
similar.
because he was. I don't know. I feel like I have some memories about him playing like Shrek Super Slam, like,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
they had a tournament for that in person at like Air 4 or Air 3 or something like that. I don't know. The time was mixed.
Mm.
Either way, like these people who are challenging from lower bases, punching above their pre-quarantine weight, have also been supercharged by Sleepy. So, though we've heard of them, they've sort of like gotten a lot better.
It's a cool time.
Yeah. But oh.
Hasan's in uni. Hasan's doing his thing in uni. And so he's getting like he started wanting to do the podcast while he was in uni, so I don't know what's going on in the
They're
background
kicking him out.
That'd be really funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's my podcast now. It's me and Sharp's podcast.
Yeah.
We'll finish this.
It's the Sharp Chaler podcast. No, but just to like kind of talk about the point.
Wait. No, before you go, Sharper.
That works. That works.
Sharper podcast.
That works.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna talk about the point that SwarmEngine made when it comes to like these players who are coming up are like mostly like people who have played before. Like Meaty played before. He started in like 2017, I feel. I think, and Pipsqueak started at the same time as me, January of 2016. But when it comes to these super new players, like I think Kingu is like the newest one, where like Kingu got good in like a year.
In quarantine.
Yeah.
They attended like a few tournaments before. I remember seeing them at the Nang, literally the last tournament before, or second last tournament before quarantine.
Yeah, and now he's
and-
like
Now
he's
they're
like
safe.
at the top. Like he used to be pretty weak scrub, but now he's like he's beating people like
for real.
SR, and he beat well. I won't spoil anything from the tournament, but he's beaten some good players for sure. We'll talk about that more. But yeah,
I think I might move.
I feel like the players we haven't even heard about, like people like me and SwarmEngine, who have like kind of researched Melee a little bit more, or like have a good hang of like tournaments and stuff. I feel like the players who we don't even know about will start to pop up. Like it's only a matter of time. And I mean, as with Ty, that's just like, for me, that's just a sign of like things to come. And Sweden hasn't really opened up like as much when it comes to like, our locals have opened up and we've gotten a few new players, but we haven't had any like regionals or anything. So when that starts happening, I wouldn't be surprised if like some new cracked Swedish kid I haven't heard about starts like beating my ass in friendlies or whatever. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, do you two have anything more to say about like the new Sleepy Kids, or should we move on? Like, how do you feel? If you have any last words before we move on to pools.
The only thing was, wait, I'm gonna move, so you guys are gonna on a tour with me.
That's fine. We can go
Yeah.
without them.
Yeah, we'll have to carry the stream. All right, Chaler, do you have anything more to add?
I was just say, I think we should move on to pools before we run this topic dry. Because are we doing any pools? Or are we just gonna hop straight into brackets? Did anything? What are the? Should we go like for the key interesting things that happen in pools?
I feel like we should look over pools just like quickly, at least.
Yeah. Okay.
So I feel like in pools that the most interesting upset, I would say, that happened that I saw was Kidder versus Kingu.
Oh yeah, that was a big upset, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Kidder beat Kingu 2-1. I think it was.
Yeah, I'm watching.
I think Kingu played Fox game 1 and 2, went 1-1, and then went Puff.
Yeah,
the
and
last
that's
game.
just Puff. Yeah.
And I mean that's a pretty big upset, but like I remember Kingu saying he wasn't too worried about it, and like Kidder's still a really good player. I feel like I think I remember Kidder having like a pretty good local a while ago, like at Long Live London. I don't really remember exactly who he beat, but he did pretty well regardless. So he definitely is a good player.
Yeah.
How did
Kidder's always been great.
Is it too mean to ask how you did in pools? Or like...
I had, I was not. There's nothing to talk about. I literally had like the worst performance in like years. Yeah, I didn't win a set in pools actually. It was pretty bad.
That sucks.
All like the whole adjusting to box and is like a John still a bit, but like I think nerves are just like it was so weird. I think it's just like coming back to tournaments. I was like not ready for like the feeling of like pools being called out and having to sit there and play. It was just such a weird experience. Feeling compared to weeklies or anything. It just kind of got to me like really hard. And I drank like 3 Red Bulls beforehand, and I was just kind of like shaky.
No, yeah, I completely get what you mean.
I definitely didn't diet very well for that day.
No,
But yeah,
I feel like everything right now is like since we just came back and like including Dang is like the first few like really big UK tournaments. So it's like the stakes feel so much higher than before, and like everyone's coming back, everyone wants to prove themselves, and it's like the first time you really see these players IRL, and this is when like I don't know and I feel like no one really is coming into these tournaments like super prepared for like the vibe and the nerves, because I feel like the feeling of like playing an IRL tournament is like it's so much heavier, or like that's how I feel at least. Like there's so much weight.
The pressure hits me more.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think about ways to prepare for the next one, because I am just like you've been after 5 years I'll be used to it, but I'm just like it's always been an issue for me. I don't really know how to get over it. But anyway, enough about me and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What other interesting pool? I found a few more interesting pool things.
Yeah, please.
There was Max's pool. I had I hate to bring it up, but Neproxin got upset twice by Swish and Lil Rice.
Ooh.
So Swish got out of that pool in like a round robin kind of way, where that was an interesting kind of bit of an upset there, where the first seed lost a bunch. We had the DQ pool where pretty much no one who should have got out got out.
Yeah, that was my
the top
pool.
3 seeds all
that was
gone.
my pool.
Yeah.
I remember being like, I was pretty excited to play in pools. So for those who don't know, like I went to the airport really early, and then my documents, I had my documents and then I had my passport, but the problem is I didn't get my new passport in time since I made a name change.
Gee.
Oh shit, hang on. Oh yeah, that's just
Does that sound close the camera down?
Yeah, okay. Besides that, like so since my new passport didn't come in time, the new documents, or the documents were under my new name and my passport was under the old name. So I was like hoping that like maybe they'll understand since I made a name change, but they were like, no, we can't take this. So
That's rough.
yeah, so I was basically, and then I didn't get like, or they were like, we're not really sure when your new passport's gonna come. So that's why I didn't make it the Smash World Tour either. But
How annoying.
But regardless, like I was pretty bummed out about that. I knew my pull was good. I played BR Tarol in friendlies and I did really well. And I'm also pretty good versus Sheik. I would say like in Europe, like besides Triff of course, I'm the best Peach versus Sheik. Like the others are really good, but I don't feel like anyone has like practiced the matchup as much as I have. Because I've like labbed it a lot since losing to Max like at the start of 21. But I mean, they're all DQ too, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. I think the only person who might have like, I just to address you in chat saying Coral would have got out. I agree. I put Coral in my fantasy bracket to get out of that pool. So
Let's go. Let's go.
Sand's being consumed by a water filter from that sounds of it.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what you lot see?
No, I just
Can you
hear
not
like
see anything?
I can't see, you know. It just
no,
says OBS
it-
like
What?
a
It's yeah, your webcam's disabled.
yeah.
Why does that not even have OBS? Is this a problem? I don't know where this comes from.
Yeah, now I see the swish pull that you talked about. So that's really weird. Like Neproxin beat Zardov, but then lost to Swish and Lil Rice.
Yeah, we're definitely an old one.
Yeah, that's a very strange result. But other than that, I feel like pulls were pretty predictable.
Yeah.
Wait, are you telling me that?
Oh, yeah,
Proxim lost to. Oh wait, beat Zardov and lost to Lil Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Lil
What's
Rice.
going on there?
To be fair, a lot of people were really underseeded in pools is the big thing that I noticed. Lil Rice was a 5th seed, which is crazy considering I was a 4th seed and they're like I was a box, so I definitely should have been a 4th seed. And they're like 5th seed and they have the equal results. Oh god, we have a lot of background noise from there.
Oh, there you are. So,
Wait, what's that?
welcome
What's that?
back. Welcome back.
We had a bit of background noise, but I think might be
Oh,
alright now.
okay, cool. Thank goodness. No, to be honest, I'm not really surprised by. I think the Martito is so weird, and Swish is definitely someone who's been playing a lot online, so that result is actually not too surprising.
Yeah, Swish has been leveling up for sure.
Yeah, and even before that, Swish was actually kind of decent. I think that she was definitely above. Well, she's been active for a while, right? And I remember she got some decent results in like 2018. And I would actually consider, she was definitely way better than me back then. I think she was definitely better than you as well, Josh, back then. So she was around top 50, 70 level in the UK, I'd say. So, and that's kind of where I put and Nep as well. So, yeah, it's, to be honest, it's just one of those things where it's a problem of seeding, to be honest, because you can't really, you don't really have data on that, and so you can't really point to the tiers and say, oh, like this is your bad, because making
there was a lot of
really tight.
It's hard to see after this is an online era. It's going to take a while for it to like kind of level out.
Yeah, 100%.
I think some things were a bit weird, but I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, you're gonna get.
I can't blame Mermaid for it, you know.
But
no, 100%. You can't blame any tier, and you're gonna see a lot of that sort of stuff coming over the next few months as you sort of get an idea of where everyone else is, you know, after online. So we sort of have to ease into that situation, but for now, we're not there yet. Like, definitely.
And,
wait, were there any?
Just the last like kind of upset I would want to talk about is Tanquid beating Falconel. That was a pretty big one. I remember I think like Falconel like accidentally SD'd the last stock, but like otherwise it was a really close set, like very back and forth, and I was surprised. I don't think, or I don't remember like Tanquid being particularly like super strong versus Peach.
Pretty much. But they played each other at Fate as well, actually. I remember Sean, he was like,
Yeah,
equally,
Yuo has
it
beaten
was me.
Sean.
Yeah, he beat Sean at a four quarters just the other week. So he's been looking kind of washed, I can't to be honest.
Yeah, so
But
that was I mean that was pretty big for him. And the
was a
funny
big
thing
result.
is, Tenquid has also. I'm pretty sure Tenquid has beaten Noxa at an online tournament. So he's
Mhm.
gotten wins on both the NL Peaches. So that's a little
Wait,
bit
really?
of
That sounds weird. Online as well. I
yeah,
never knew that.
yeah.
Because he was only playing Roy online, I thought.
No, no,
Yeah,
That's weird.
I'll check it out real quick. Pete, shout outs to
Yeah, yeah.
PG Stats, but I'm fairly certain because I remember Noxa lost to Tenquid, I think, and then won against Abbey Arvin, losers bracket. But
it
let me
shows
just
that like
check it out.
stuff just goes down.
Yeah,
It doesn't really matter. Like play styles
Yeah.
matter, and like play styles matter a
He
lot
told
in this
me,
game, and like your mental
talk
state
about,
matters a lot.
yeah,
we're only talking about Fouts L's. Fout got an L.
Sorry, I'm just gonna confirm that. Yeah, Tenquid did beat Noxa at
When about
Fate
this?
Online.
Really, as well.
Yeah.
It's not even that long ago.
Mm.
Oh, a variable. What's it called? What's the name that ends with B? Or begins? Variable Victor. What a variable Victor. And he was a Victor on that day as well.
Yeah.
Crazy. You had victory, didn't you?
But
no,
yeah, what you
um,
gonna say?
I forgot. I was going to say a couple of things while I was walking around wandering lost. I think Kingu's actually been playing since. I think I remember seeing him at like Merc 3 because I remember his classic. He didn't have the long hair. He had like a short haircut. But you remember him because he was the one guy that had his mum around with him. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So he has been playing for a while. He has been going to in-person tournaments for a while, and he did go to a couple things before Nang. So yeah,
Yeah, that's still not
I was digging
long at
back into
all.
deep topics.
yeah, and no one knew what he was. What's it called? No one knew what he didn't have any notable results, and he probably wasn't that good. But for a while, he was basically. I think actually since he was 13, he was like Adam's puff slave or something like this. You know?
Yeah, he was
Sorry.
he
He's
was
been
an
around the block a bit.
amateur. He was an amateur bracket menace for a while, for
Yeah.
sure.
He's definitely. I don't even know if he entered that much online either. But yeah, he's been around a little bit, but yeah, he really had his explosion. So yeah.
Yeah, should we move on to looking at the brackets?
Yeah, let's do
probably.
that. Definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Having
So,
a good look over.
so already I see some pretty big results. I mean, Pi had a very good run in winners, beating Tenquid and then
Shout out my man Pi.
beating Tenquid
Constantly
2-0
undefeated.
and beating Coral, who took out Hooray for J.
Ooh,
Yeah, Coral
actually
being
took
Ray
out
for
Ray
J.
for J.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
Coral
actually
beat
quite a
J.
big result.
Right?
I'm not shocked, but because Carl's really good. But yeah, I mean, I just want to say Pi always undefeated. Seeded 23rd, got 9th every single time. When will Pi get justice for how good he is? I don't know. But
And then
every tournament I see him, I'm like, this man is undefeated. This man's undefeated. Every single event.
He's been good for a long time as
A
well. Like, people
while.
forget this. Like
I don't
people have
understand
been,
how.
yeah, people have been talking about the oncoming tide of Pi
Yeah,
since like I don't know, 2018 maybe.
yeah, I don't know.
That's
He did really
2019.
good at like, yeah, 2019. Like he did good at the, what was it, Shipwrecked? He got like top 8 or something.
Wait, what's
Uh,
shipwreck?
Cannon fodder Shipwrecked.
Oh,
It's like
gotcha.
Crystal
Can't follow.
tournament. He did really
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
And I was
I remember
like,
Cannon
yeah, this guy's really good. I knew it. And like, I mean, so there was tournament results before that too. It's just like
Wait, who did he beat?
every
Yeah,
single
he beat
time.
like Scoxer or something. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
don't remember.
That sounds out of pocket. I can't
Sure.
say these claims unsubstantiated.
No.
But yeah.
But yeah, really good as always.
yeah, and another like upset that I would consider to be like extremely unexpected was Lil Chief beating Squeechu. And
Oh, I didn't see that.
I remember this. Yeah.
and like just to talk about this, some UK people I know will like always say like, of course X player will beat Squeechu. Squeechu plays Game & Watch, but if you actually look at like Squeechu's record versus Marth, like Squeechu's beaten Manio, who's like really good. He's beaten Renzo. He like, and of course he's like beaten Tenquid and like a bunch of like UK Mars like consistently at weeklies. Like,
He
Yeah,
says it's his
and
best matchup.
obviously
He is so
is
confident in
a
that
amazing player.
yeah. So
Is an
like,
amazing player, but not want to lose his run after that
so,
loss
so like,
to get top 8, no
yeah,
dropping a
yeah, yeah.
game.
So like,
So like,
out of everyone, I would not expect Lil Chief to be the one to take him out. I was really surprised, but
Lil Chief's really good, to be honest. Lil Chief's actually
yeah, he's
so
good.
sick.
He's good.
He's sort of a sleeper player, you know.
Sleeper,
He tries
yeah, I agree.
to. He does not obviously because he's from Liverpool. He doesn't get as many shots as he would like to get. Oh, he's in Wales now, so he probably sweep up the Welsh players with given enough time. I don't know if we have Welsh player. We have Euro in chat. Maybe he'll speak up for his people. But no, I feel like he's definitely someone who has a lot of potential to not only make upsets, but in the long term to do quite well. So even in the next round of the bracket, you can see he took a game off Kidder, which Mark Cheek, you know, a matchup that Kidder's dominated London, like put completely traumatized Branspeed for the best part of 3 years.
Yeah,
and
no.
if he beat Kidder, he would have had 23, who he also took the last game at the LLL that he came to. So yeah, honestly, he's someone that's just on the brink there of, you know, quite a stretch of good results and
quite a quiet rise as well. Like people haven't, I don't think people have realized like how good she's gone over quarantine as well.
Yeah, no, Lil Chief. I mean, I'm in that play Warriors, which Lil Chief inhabits, and I know that recently, like the past few months, he's been like grinding online and like entering tournaments too, like online tournaments. So he's definitely been practicing. I will say I do not like playing against Lil Chief. It brings out an inner rage from me. I don't know why. I just don't like how his morph looks at me when we're standing next to each other. I just hate it.
Oh, that's a real thing as well. Like, you know, one time I was playing at the lab, and I was playing Nintendo Labs, so he obviously got his stage buff there. And like he was just, I must have been so new, and he was just doing his Fox dash dance. And you know, this period in Fox's dash dance where like Fox's eye like looks straight into the screen. Yeah. I know this is such a trash story to interrupt you with, Sharp, but Fox's eye just looked at me in the screen in that moment, and I literally shook in that moment. Like, it's a weird experience to bring
inner
up.
core.
No, I'm serious. Like, I was scared.
Damn, that's crazy.
I was so scared in that moment when Fox's eye looked at me. But yeah,
and then
probably says more about me than anything else. But sorry to interrupt you, Sharp.
No, but yeah, I'll just like say that Lil Chief's really good, and that's a really cool win for him to have. And he lost to Kidder, which Kidder lost to 23, who beat Max after a really close set with Ty actually. So 23 got in winners top 8 through beating Ty, Max, and Kidder. A really good run. I mean, beating Max isn't something new to him, but still, like doing it on a little bit of a bigger stages, like that's a little bit more cred than beating Max at the locals, which he has done before.
Yeah, and Max is now considered an upset, really.
Yeah,
like as well.
So
you know.
Good run from 23, and I mean, he made it to top 6 through that run, so it was really sick.
On the side top 8. Yeah.
And another run to winner side top 8 was Kingu, who I mean beat Mordo 2-1. I don't think that set was streamed, but I mean Mordo's beaten Kingu before, so that was probably a little bit of a scare. And then beat.
Yeah, could have been a Fox involved as well. I'm not sure what happens there with Kingu.
Yeah. You never know with Kingu.
yeah.
And then beats Nebs 3-0 because Nebs got the Istasar seed. Sorry for mispronouncing that. And then with one of the biggest upsets in of like the top seeds, beats Rix 3-2. Or like it's not a huge upset because obviously King is also one of the top seeds, but like I think Kingu beating Rix was like really unexpected for most people because like Rix is like one of the classic like European Fox players, like really solid defense game, and like really like patient and
gonna be a special too.
Like solid, yeah. But Kingu just played that really well and took it 3-2. So I saw that set. It was a really good set.
It was good.
So Kingu just played like just some of the best melee of this tournament in that set. So
yeah. He probably won't give himself credit for that, given how the next set they played in the tournament went. But yeah, he played amazingly well. throughout that set. So I remember watching it, cheering, doing the Kingu chant. So yeah, alone. By the way, that's something else about Myth. People were horrendously bad when it came to cheering. They were just really bad at that.
Were they
Just
bad
that super
because
weird.
they didn't cheer?
They just didn't cheer shot. I don't
That's
know, like
sad. That's really
I would be
sad.
I'd be so much happier if they did like terrible chants, and I would just like be calling them
I
out for terrible chants. Actually, maybe not terrible in certain ways, but yeah, people just weren't cheering. So that's me
I
putting
missed
UK on blast.
I missed both of Alfie's Acres' appearances on stream, and I deeply regret it. I don't know how I missed them both. I didn't even know he got on stream until like, after the tournament. I would have been screaming in the background, especially the Omid set, which I went back and watched and was actually insanely close.
yeah, like
It was Omid was so close.
besides Norway, I would always expect the UK to be like the loudest region. Norway, you can't
Yeah.
like compared to how few players they have, you can't beat Norway and like how hard they cheer for their boys. But like the UK has the numbers and the cheering usually, but maybe it weakened since the
Oh,
pandemic.
maybe
We got on sleepy over slippy.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people were kind of tired by the tournament in general. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like a lot of people.
Yeah.
it's because
Going
everyone
back
was
to this
sober.
resort-
True.
I think
like-
maybe that's the thing.
that's
A
facts.
lot of people were just kind of like chilling and just like.
I think
a little bit,
everyone-
get used to it all again and.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe. I think it's also because it's London. London has never been that big cheerers, although they obviously have the Tino chant, right?
yeah.
I think everyone. Yeah, nice rendition. I think of what's it called? Euro talks about people being sober. I think it's literally because everyone had their Red Bulls and had a massive crash after they met.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's what I feel like it might have been.
You,
I felt like I had my crash in the middle of my bracket as well, which
So that,
you know it's gonna be extra Johns, but
you
actually it's
know,
unbecoming. I feel
Yeah,
undignified by
me
saying
too.
that on stream and everything.
I will
Me
say
too.
on this point, I'm on another level because we had a Red Bull tournament. We actually had like 3 Red Bull tournaments in Stockholm, and on 2 of them, the last 2, which were in 2018 and 19, I decided to just not drink any Red Bull the entire bracket because there was free Red Bull, but I was like, I'm not gonna drink any. And then when I'm done with my run, like my reward will just be like drink as much as I want, like to just completely like fill myself with sugar. So I only drank water during the runs, like the tournament day, until it was over. And that was like, I remember those were some of the best runs I had at the time. So definitely
Yeah,
I
I'm
recommend.
definitely
Don't fall to the
Wow.
temptations. Don't
You
fall.
can't. You can't.
I don't even
You're
understand.
right, you're
I
right.
don't even drink this thing like
It's free.
ever in my
Yeah, I
life.
know it's
It's just
free.
there, it's just redemption. Yeah, I guess it was free.
yeah. That's
I remember Awakening 5. I like literally just drank that majority of my liquid intake was Red Bull because it was just
Oh,
all free and
same.
there was so much of it. I was like, this is
Same.
bad. I have drank
Yeah.
more Red Bull than water this whole tournament.
Yeah,
It's a
that's-
3-day event.
It's the
don't fall
rainbow.
into the trap if you want to play well. That's my advice to
bad.
everyone for the next Rebel tournaments.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Don't drink Red Bull at Red Bull events.
Except
Okay.
when
SharpEngine-
the bracket's
SharpEngine
over.
podcast
Except when
endorse.
the bracket's over. Yeah.
Yeah, then you can fall prey to the
You
what's it
can.
called? Addictive marketing strategy.
Yes. Exactly.
Speaking of caffeine crashes and people who are exhausted, we talked about show out Max's run because that man was not present in mine and somehow
No.
still made top 8.
Yeah, he beat Tino, who he's been struggling a lot against recently. Like Tino's
Has he?
yeah, like Tino
They
beat him at the
yeah.
He won at Camp
locals. Tino, oh well, of course, Camp Cone, he beat Tino. But then, like, I remember at the locals he struggled. Maybe that was before Camp Cone. I don't remember. I do know that Tino, like, Tino had a solid like grasp of Max for a while.
Yeah, I think it's become a lot more even either way now. Like, I think it's either way nowadays.
That's
From the
true.
looks of watching this
That's
set,
true.
it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like
I'd say so.
anyone's dominant anymore.
But I feel like Tino had a pretty like a pretty standard run for him. Like he didn't get upset. He didn't get any like huge sets. So, but while Max had
Yeah.
like a very shaky tournament, like losing to 23 is never a good sign for Max.
Yeah, I mean, he was impressed. I was there at the tournament. He was very, very tired the whole time. I'm shocked he beat Tino in the state he was in. Like, we were both like in mid bracket. He after he lost 23, we were just like sat in front of the big screen. We're both staring at the screen with everyone's playing the projector screen, not projector, it's a LCD or whatever. And we were just staring at being like, yo, these guys are moving too fast. These guys can't move that fast. Was the game always this fast? He's like, I don't know, bro. I feel like the game wasn't this quick.
I know exactly what you
He's like,
mean.
I play this game in a bit. I have to go on stream and play this. I don't think I'm ready for that, man. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I was like, good luck to you. I don't know. This game seems quick. I don't know. It just felt wrong. Everything was. We were just like so out of it. I was impressed at his ability to keep playing through it. I think getting top 8 in that day was a W.
But yeah, except for that, we had Squeech's run. Squeech had a really good losers run, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Squeechy beat
Didn't drop a game.
No Pressure, GG, beat Ty, who had a pretty good run by himself. Like, so Ty beats Weston and Nebs, and then Squeechy beats Ty 3-0. And then
beats Pi.
Yeah, Pi, who had a good winners run, but Squeechy managed to take it 3-0 strong, like really strong. Squeechy didn't lose a game in losers. That's crazy.
No,
Yeah, you're right.
And
What the heck?
stormed them through it.
yeah, played against Puff and Spaceys, right? I don't know who No Pressure plays.
He plays Fox as well, yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's it's
Puff
one
and three
Puff
Fox.
and 3 Spaceys.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But good stuff to Squeechy. That's another run. And then we had the other losers run with Falconel beating Calvin, aka Aiden, from Americas, and then beating Okamid 3-0, who Okamid had actually beaten Falt on net play the time they played. At but that was a while ago. So Falt gets his revenge, and then beats Kidder 3-0, which that's pretty impressive because I know Falt isn't or Sheik isn't his best matchup, or like the matchup he's most comfortable with. So
And Kidder was also clearly playing quite well that day. I mean, he was on to win his side top 8 for winner's side to qualify for top 8.
yeah,
And losing to 23. So good stuff.
I know Kidder
to like
has-
take out that fire.
I know Kidder has historically always said that he's had a problem with speech though, and that's sort of borne itself out in the results. He also
I feel
was
like he
someone
did
lost
say
to
that when I
UR
was
recently.
next to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Does not like that matchup.
I don't want to say that he's never beaten Silas, but I think he's never beaten Silas.
That sounds like
And
Chris Big
he lost to
saying.
UR recently as well.
yeah. Those if you want to
okay.
beat Falt, those aren't like good losses to take because Falt is not like.
Yeah.
No offense to those players, of course. I think Yuo is great, but like Falt is on that like next level of Peach.
For real.
Like definitely like the top 30 in Europe-ish level, I would say. So
Another losers run, which is actually interesting, I just noticed they didn't get to the top 8 qualifier, but Medenta had a pretty nice losers run.
Yeah.
Beating Acre 2-1, Coral 2-1, and Zeppel 3-2. All pretty
yeah,
strong wins there, actually.
a lot of
Yeah. I
nail
didn't notice
biters that he clutched out.
Yeah.
So that's impressive. That's really impressive.
Yeah,
Good on Medenta for that one, even if it fell to Ricks. But I mean, like, what are you going to do? You got Ricks on the draw there. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's like
unfortunate.
that's like one of the absolute, or I would say that's the most
Worst.
difficult player to get in losers qualifier of top 8. So that's like
Yeah, out of all of them there.
like I would say if Modenter got like even like Max or Tino or especially Pi or Squeechu, like he would stand a very good chance of making top 8. But regardless, like that's still a very solid run to 9. Ninth.
so, and I think not only that, but it's sort of what you would expect from him. I'd even go so far as to say I think he's someone that's been improving for a long time as well. One of these
Yeah.
sleepy grinders as well, who we don't mention in the sleepy grinder bracket again. because-
Also recently switched to Box about 7 months
True.
ago, I think.
Yeah,
or
he's
8
been
months ago.
doing well with box too.
Yeah,
I think-
he's on. From my experience with the demon brick so far, of 4 months in, I reckon 8 months seems like a pretty standard place to get to, like being back on top and grinding his stuff out. I feel like he's really reached that spot now where it's showing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think that he is definitely someone that is a future PR player. Will probably make it in the next one, if not the one
There's
after
so many
that.
of them.
But,
There's so many of them.
no, I think Medenta is definitely going to be someone who makes it, and I think that this is just him showing that, you know, he's someone of that stature, and I think he's been trying to get there for a while, and he's finally showing it. So it's really good to see.
Yeah. Anyway, I actually gotta go to the bathroom real quick, but you can start talking about top 8 if you want. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Like, yeah, I wanted to do the same,
Alright.
but you go Sharp.
Yeah, sorry. You can go after.
There's somewhere around.
Yeah,
Carry
I'll
the
sit
stream
around.
for me.
We're taking turns.
This is
Okay, cool.
my podcast. I'll be the one who stays here the whole time.
Foul.
It's a coop.
Is that what you call it? A
Coop.
coop? You think it's
A
pronounced
coop.
coop?
I didn't take
Yeah,
it
there we
fast
go.
coop. I don't know why I said coop. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
Nah, you're trying to say in a little.
I don't know why I
what's it called?
said that.
It's
I don't know why I
the
said that.
Kirk Lord version of pronouncing it.
I'll leave. I'll leave.
sorry. Wait.
Should we hop on to top 8?
I'll do it when I need to charge my laptop. It's on like 22 minutes left, but I'll do it when I have the opportunity when Sharp comes back. So yeah,
Alright.
you realize
alright.
Sharp had a nifty little thingy, DreamHack jersey. It's kind of cool. Anyway, top 8.
I did. Was there much interesting things that happened in top 8? I mean, winners side, Prof beat 23, expected. Friends beat Kingu, kind of expected.
Yeah.
The loser set
There is
Switchu
one
foul.
thing that kind of stands out, Sean.
That does
I mean,
stand out.
at
I was going to say,
least-
other than that.
But so yeah, what's it called? Foul, Squeechy, really close set.
Yeah,
Nail
I can't
biter.
footage.
Apparently, was that the
I'll
one?
be recorded it.
Was that the one that Foul did the crazy pop off for? I heard that
I think so.
happened. I wasn't in the venue at the time. Were you at the venue at the time, Josh? Apparently, it was echoed
I
around.
might have not
Red
been
Brigade sphere.
in the venue. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, I know that Aker got it all on camera on his little vintage camera he was
Yeah, apparently his
recording
sound
on.
was off, wasn't it?
I have
That's
no
kind of
idea.
an off.
The
Yeah,
sound
apparently
was
I
bad.
Yeah, I was.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
he was telling me all about it. Yeah, Sharp. Fountain UO. I'll confirm in chat that it was a big pop off. We live to hear it. I think we need more screams. We need to have like, tournaments be like a adult equivalent of like the what's it called? What, the birthing room, wherever they put all the babies that are screaming. That's what you want. Like,
Is that
maybe
what
we
you want?
don't. That's
I'm
what I
not
want,
sure.
honestly, Josh. I think everyone hates
Alright.
pop-offs for some reason. You know,
I don't hate pop-offs.
What do you think of-
I
what do
hate
you
pop-offs
think
when they're unwarranted. I think
You hate
Screechy Foul,
pop-offs?
Game 5. No, we said don't hate pop-offs. I hate them when
Just
they're.
kidding, just
I hate them when they're unwarranted.
Yeah,
I think
no.
Bout Switchu completely
Actually love
warranted.
pop-offs.
Extremely close set.
people
In
find them
top
cringe.
8 of losers. I think if you're popping off, in like weird, like like you 3-0 someone and you pop off. That's a bit weird. A bit cringe.
That's an H
Oh,
box
like,
pop
why?
off.
I think
Yeah,
that,
like
think
or
it's
if like you pop or it's on SDs, you pop off like I mean in essence game 5, then it's like yeah I get it. But like if you're like up a couple of stocks, it feels a bit weird as well because pop-offs are meant to be like this release of tension, right? Unless it's like a big win, then like it hardly feels. Sometimes it doesn't feel warranted. Like it
Yeah,
feels
no,
like it's kind of a thing for show,
Yeah,
and
are you
that's fine.
serious?
I like the raw emotion in them a lot when they come out. That's what it brings out. It's all the tension that you've been feeling coming out of your body.
Yeah,
And just like you can't hold it anymore.
I feel like it
Yeah,
all
but-
depends on like the context. For me, it's like I don't think I've ever popped off like super hard. At least like if I think like I used to be a huge pop offer again to any accomplishment I had in Melee, but nowadays it's like
I love it.
only if I have like a super close set I like pop off. But
Yeah.
like I remember
like
back in the day I used to pop off like a little bit after like every game almost because I was such a scrub. I was such a scrub for a long time.
Did you like the knee slap, the thigh slap?
No, I did this.
That was tank
I am good.
Wait, I can't see it.
Or, oh yeah.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come around. Oh,
yeah,
wait,
no,
I'll-
it's
I'll look
the
up it.
fist, like putting up
Yeah.
the fist, like
Oh, like this thing.
yeah, that
tennis
thing.
player.
Exactly.
I hit my box now. It's like tackle.
You just give it a little.
It's so big. I just like give it a whack, like pump myself up.
Yeah, no,
Fun
but
random story time, or when popping off at someone's kind of odd. I played Triff at Awakening 4 or 5, Awakening 5 in pools. He double bomb stocked me and popped off.
That's
Jesus
funny
Christ.
though. That's
It was
funny.
really funny. It's insanely funny, but also like why?
That's
Yeah,
oh
It
that
my
was
was
really
god,
funny. He just
dude!
like
I
he
want
like
to.
both of me was like yes, yes. And I was
It,
like,
what was it like recorded?
No, no. It was like
It's just
a
like
pool
off
set. I
stream,
was like
like
a fifth seed. I was like a fifth seed in pool.
that's
Like
funny. Oh my
so
god,
weird.
Trip is a genius.
It was
Go
funny.
with that on. Wait, I'm actually gonna go to the toilet.
If Chris in chat, I want to know what he was thinking in that moment because it was just odd.
Oh my god, if I
Maybe it was like, I'm playing so well, like double four stock for someone, I'm feeling great today. Maybe it was that kind of thing. I don't know.
imagine someone like coming to their first tournament and then left and like JV5s them twice and you can barely move and he's like Josh, like really
Jeez,
big pop
jeez,
off.
jeez.
No, but yeah, I mean, I get both sides. Like, I get why people get like feel a little bit cringe when it's like a pop off. That's like, do you really pop off there? Like a
Yeah,
dominant
yeah.
3-1, you like 3-stock them at the end, and it's like a player
Yeah,
kind of similar
yeah.
to your skill, and it's like for example,
Yeah,
I mean, although I also remember people like some people in Twitch chat were like. When I popped off against Skullbro, I beat in game 5, but it was like a 2-stock, and he like
Yeah.
it was
I don't know,
all-
if it's game 5, I feel like it's warranted either way, 'cause it's still tension, even
Yeah,
if like
and-
your stuff
and-
both you up.
and I'd like never taken him out at a tournament. Like I'd lost to him 3-2 at a tournament before, and then I lost like I took a set at a local or like an online local, but he took set 2. So it was like the first time I really beat him, and it was like in my first ever top 8 at like a big tournament. So, but I remember some people in Twitch chat were like, why is this person popping off for beating a doc player? And I was like, what does that have to do with it?
It wasn't too anything. Like, Sora's fucking good.
Why does Fox players pop off against any matchup? They win all of them.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Oh wait, that's a controversial opinion.
How do you said this?
Okay,
Yeah,
minus
I mean, what
Marv,
else is there
minus
to talk
Marv,
about?
minus Marv.
What
Have
else
you
is
not
there to
moved
talk
on
about
from
until
Fox
okay. Yeah, I think we're pretty done at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, I had some deep point to make about it, but
Oh, D. Okay, we haven't completely moved on. We're just finishing up. If you got,
okay.
want,
I
do
think
you want to
there's
finish up
actually
topic?
a deep way of viewing it, and it's sort of like I don't
Make
know.
people real deep.
No, because you know how people say like Smash Bros is like one of the problems with the community is how we retain like childhood behaviors as adults. And wait, I can see from Josh's faces. This is not.
Yeah,
No,
this is a weird start.
No, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing where like people say it's an issue that we kind of, how would I say it? It's sort of an activity where we retain I guess childhood traits, and in a way we sort of disregard our responsibility to be more adult in situations. And I think pop-offing is kind of actually, to be honest, I don't even think it applies. Maybe it doesn't apply.
You just,
All
right, thanks for that. Thanks for that point, Hassan. That was very deep and
I think that's the
insightful.
I think that's the only point, because a lot of people do say it's like cringe and people shouldn't do it and people should be more adult and professional when it comes to playing Melee.
I feel like that's.
And I don't know if I fully think it applies, but I only was using it as sort of a devil's advocate because I am a really big fan of pop-offs. But maybe I'm just taking it too far with that.
For me, I think most people who are like mad at pop-offs usually have like some kind of emotional like investment in the match. Usually, of course, not always, but like usually, like at least for me, I can always like whenever I see a pop-off, and I'm usually like that's like makes me, I'm not happy for that pop-off. It's usually because my boy or like someone I'm cheering for just lost like the set, and I'm like, and I have so much emotional investment that I'm like, oh, that's cringe, because I don't want someone to be happy that the one I'm cheering for lost, but like
It's like
sometimes
like
it
Alex
just,
19. It's like Alex 19 when Chudat did the years of manga, right? And
yeah.
he was like, "Oh, we need to stop him from doing that in future," or something.
Yeah,
That's what
like
he said.
shootout. I mean, that's why the yayas like it's so like everyone has negative emotions about it, because no one's favorite player
This
is
man
Judat. No offense. And like he beats he like especially in 2017 he beat everyone's favorite player. He beat Mutaking, beat Mango, beat Axe. I'm sorry to the 3 Judat fans out there. Actually, I'm not really sorry. You kind of deserve it.
Yeah, for real.
Anyway.
No, I'm actually gonna go to
anyway.
a bathroom.
But yeah.
BLB for real.
All right, we'll push on top 8.
Yeah.
There isn't much here.
So I'm assuming since you talked about pop-offs, you talked about Falconel versus Squeechu.
Yeah, which one finals Squeechu?
Yeah, so Max versus Rix was not really close. Max took a game, but like Sheik versus Fox is a really tough matchup, man.
Yeah. The rest of the top 8 is kind of like as you'd expect, I feel like, except for Frenzy Puff, which was pretty good.
I mean, it's a really interesting development because was it at Nang where Prof won? I think so,
Frenzy won in winners, and then Prof reset and took the tournament.
Yeah,
I believe.
Prof kind of took it, and then like
and we're kind of seeing a terrifying mirror of it again in grand finals here.
Yeah, like Prof Frenzy takes it and winners pretty domenantly, and then Prof resets, but Frenzy kind of collects himself and wins the second set. So they're like
that was good to see.
Yeah, they 3-3 in offline sets now then. They must be, right?
Yeah, they would be.
I don't think they played. No, they didn't play at Camcon.
No, that was
Sechin.
Yeah.
So that's. I mean, that's crazy already.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, that's kind of wild to think about.
If they play at,
I think if
Smash World Tour, that'll be a tiebreaker and their set count offline.
Ooh. Exciting.
But I think
it's really important that Frenzy took that game, that set in grand finals. I think if Prof reset and won the tournament again,
that would have been so hard.
Hurt so much. Like
that would have been like I feel like that, like when you have like a mental block and like Frenzy's lost so many times to Prof that like just losing the grasp of another major when you're like when for the first time in your life you're supposed to win. It's like that would be, I think that would be devastating to like Frenzy's kind of subconscious belief in himself, because like I feel like sometimes even though you can win, you kind of have to prove it to yourself too. That's how I feel, at least. But then again, I am a player who's like very prone to getting mental blocks. I'm sure Frenzy isn't exactly the same way. He's a much better competitor than me too. That I'll say that. But like I just feel like I would assume that win kind of like cemented it in his like subconscious brain that like I can beat Prof even when it's like offline and like it's a big tournament and like everyone's watching.
It's good. It's good that it didn't like that, because I would like. Why am I winning in winners so hard and then dropping it in grands when it matters? That's just like, that's what would happen. It's like, thank God he collected it and we're back. Like, it's good to see. Yeah, they're both like quite destructive sets.
Yeah.
I mean,
but other than that, I mean,
a lot of free O's and free ones.
Falconel versus Kingu was a pretty good set.
Yeah.
I mean, Kingu, for the people who don't know, like Kingu has played a lot of Peach Puff online, and after a while he decided that like, so that's like one of Kingu's absolute least favorite matchups in the game. So Kingu decided to like, I'm gonna try to learn Peach Fox because I feel like I can play like more freely in this matchup, even though it's like a little bit more technically demanding. It's not as much demanding at the patience level. And I can say this like fairly confidently because I've been one of the Peaches which like Kingu has been experimenting with the most, since I was one of the few who actually beat him in like online tournaments. So he kind of decided to switch to Fox in that matchup together with, I mean, he already played Fox versus Puff, so that makes sense that he would also play versus Peach. And he's been getting very good at Fox Peach, and I feel like he finally got to show it like offline versus Falt. So King just played really well that set, and Falt,
that was good stuff.
Falt could have done better, but at the end of the day, like I feel like that set, like both could have won, but Kingu was definitely the better player during that day, for sure. Kingu like had a Kingo got a really solid grip on the match after like game 2. So that was a really good set to watch. As a fan of both players, big fan of both players.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Santa, you're aware of the background noise coming through your mic when you're not talking.
How crazy is it? How actually crazy? Is it?
It's pretty loud.
Yeah.
Bro, what does it sound like? What does it sound like?
Good
I'll try
impression.
to
Good
do,
impression.
like, I try to do a push to talk sort of thing, but
I mean, it's
Yeah, probably a
fine,
shout.
but yeah.
When you talk, it doesn't happen. It's just when you're not talking. It's
Really?
weird. Yeah,
I
when you're
think there
talking,
is,
it
like,
cuts the
some
background.
sort of, there's a big building, right? So it's got some sort of air conditioning thing going on. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know where.
it's a person talking.
Oh, there are definitely people talking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, I don't feel like
Well, I'll
there's,
let you
I don't feel like there's much else to say about the tournament.
yeah.
Like every other set was fairly expected. Like 23 getting 5th, losing to Prof and Rix, not bad at all. Like his run was really good. I mean, Kingu losing the run back to Rix, which again, like not too unexpected. I feel like most people expected Rix to win in the first place. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah, but good job on him to like kind of clean it up and take it back quite strongly.
yeah, and I feel like Kingu probably didn't mind too much as well. Like, of course,
I
Kingu
feel
wanted
like
to.
I feel like Kingu probably minded.
Well,
Kingu probably wanted to win.
I think
Knowing Kingu.
I think Kingu
probably
wanted.
a little bit.
I think Kingu wanted to win, but I don't think Kingu like cared as much as he did in
He's
winners.
still in chat. He's still in chat, Kingu. I feel like he probably cared.
Yeah, well, Kingu of course cares. Kingu's a
Like,
dirty fucking tryhard, and he cares about like every
True.
set. But like the
True.
the set in winners was like I feel like he wanted to prove more that he can win, and in the set in losers was like more like playing for the placement of 3rd, which Rix I feel like was much more hungry to like get the rerun, and like I feel like Rix was the one with something to prove in the loser set, while Kingu was the one to prove with something to prove in the winner set. So that's like the big difference maker.
Should we look to like move on to social tour?
Yeah, I don't have
for a
anything
while
else
now.
to say. If you want to bring up something else
you serious?
about me,
Hey,
Pardon?
wait, are you too serious?
What?
This is not this massive grand result. Have you already
We talked
spoken
about it already.
oh, we
talked
talked
about
about
it.
the frenzy
Yeah,
prof thing.
this is what happens when you leave your own podcast. Man. This is what happens, right?
sorry. No, but do you guys talk about the result as well? It's 7-6, I think, is Frenzy's. So I took this from Edwin Budding's Monday morning marking, and he mentioned it on the what's it called, Waiting for Game as well.
Yeah.
But the record is 7-6 now in Frenzy's favor for this year. And then he said something absolutely bizarre. He was like, okay, sorry to put Edwin Budding on blast. Big fan. But he also said like, what did he say? He said that if Frenzy like has a winning record this year and manages to continue it for the whole year, he will be the first person ever to do that versus Professor Pro, which, you know, apparently he checked it with Omid as well, and Omid says he wasn't sure, but he thinks it might be the case. But
I mean, who else would have a
Fuzziness.
positive record versus
Fuzziness.
Prof?
Fuzziness sharp, surely.
Yeah, but Fuzziness, that was before Prof was good, right?
No, but that's not the bit. Prof was still good, right?
Yeah, but
Before-
I would just assume that like in the way he meant it, like I'm just gonna take it like as good
Since
faith.
Prof became number one, sure.
Yeah,
But
that's how I would take
I
it.
think
That's
I think
what he
when we're
meant.
maybe, but if we're making sweeping results about, you know, or sweeping, what's it called,
Statements.
statements about the history of the UK, then saying something like, "Oh, Prof has never had a losing record against a player in his history," is
The-
just untrue.
The Doug though.
The dog,
Okay,
the dog as well.
I'm sorry.
But what's it called? Fuzzy is what's it called? Okay, you're just calling me an idiot, and I think implied. I don't know if it's necessarily implied. If that's the case, then maybe.
Oh, like it's
No, I get your argument, Swarm.
I
I'm
get
I
it.
think we need to remember still, like, Fuzzy was number one for as long as Prof has been number one, and that's only been the case up to this year. 2017, 2007 to 2014, 2014 to 2021. Those are two, what's it called? Two reigns that they both had.
All right, nerd.
So, Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's like my area that I can flex on UK people. So
Yeah,
I'm
well,
always going to take the opportunity
Yeah.
to do it.
anyway, I
But,
feel like I feel like this argument is not worth pursuing. I know where you're coming from though.
but the one thing that want to mention is, yeah, it's still a big deal, massive deal that if Frenzy continues the winning record on Prof, because it'll be the first time anyone's done it since Fuzziness. So
Yeah, no, I think the point is like Prof has been like Prof's reign has, at least for me, felt like it's like really long, and he's been like so dominant. Like even when like Sechi started getting really good, like Prof still had a dominant record over Sechi, and like he still kept his, like he was basically farming Frenzy for a long time. So like it's kind of monumental that like Frenzy is so close to taking the crown, right?
yeah,
Like, this
so
is
many different achievements, so many different.
yeah.
What's it called? What they called? Goals, roadmap. What's it called? Josh, help me out. I don't know.
I
So
don't
many
know
different
English. Didn't get
road marks,
Neither do I.
landmarks,
Yeah.
hallmarks, something. There's so many different achievements that
Mark.
he's part something Mark, you know. Shout out to
Yeah,
Mark.
just
I don't
say
know
Mark.
but so many things that he's passed so far, and he's been the first person to beat Prof in the UK tournament in 5 years. He's been the first person. Did he take a set off Prof before Sechi? Maybe, I don't know. But if he manages to become the first person to be number one of the Prof, it's going to be another one of those,
Yeah.
you know,
And,
big hallmarks for his legacy. Milestones. That's the one. Archer. Thank you in chat.
I feel like
Um,
for me, when it comes to the Prof versus Frenzy like thing, I feel like he's really close to like getting that. It's basically like, I would almost say that Frenzy is favored. And I'm sorry, Prof, if you're listening to this and you get mad at me again, but I do think Frenzy is like favored when they go into a tournament. No, well, of course, Prof can always take a set and can always win a tournament, but I feel like Frenzy's not even focusing on like passing Prof. Like Frenzy's probably focusing on like, because he's pretty close to like taking the #2 spot in Europe as well. Like Frenzy, if Frenzy like starts continuously beating Pipsqueak, and also like finally gets over his Triff roadblock.
That's the issue.
Triff is the biggest roadblock of them all
yeah.
for Frenzy. But once he gets past that, like he'll be unstoppable, almost. But of course, someone who has passed the Triff roadblock is Prof. So, like Prof, one of the few people take sets off of Triff. So, you know, he could also take the #2 spot in Europe. Who knows? Who knows?
The problem is, if Frenzy takes #1 in the UK, and as I say, as always, I think Prof will wilt and start aging because he loses his first place in the UK. And my theory is that he'll turn to an old man. His hands
all the
power will be sucked from his body.
all the years he gained from farming the UK will.
That's how he gains. That's how he hasn't aged. Sorry, anyway, conspiracy theory is over.
I was talking to Sander Fatanel in chat when we were in a day before Myth, because I had everyone in London Melee to annoy all of them and say, does anyone want to hang out? Like a little kid, like knocking on his brother's or the brother's friend's door or something like that. But no, he was telling me like, sir, like obviously retired at #1, right? And he like took all of this money from like the Netherlands for like however many decade and a half or whatever it was, best part of a decade and a half. Yeah. Like he got married and he's like bought a house now. So they were like, yeah, Armster just funneled all of the money away from us and you built a house with it now. So
let's go, Armster. Let's go, Armster.
Yeah. So Prof doesn't want to lose that, special energy that you get from being #1 in this region, whether it's monetarily or his demonic age pausing powers. So yeah, we'll see if he fights back. Apparently he's getting a Goon Wave soon. I don't know if Frenzy has a Goon Wave, but maybe they need to be on the same level playing field when it comes to their weapons.
But yeah, talking about Prof and Frenzy, both of those players will show up in the Smash World Tour European qualifier, which will be a bracket or it will be round robin pulls into brackets. And I mean, it's coming up this weekend, which is crazy to me because Smash World Tour was announced like at the start of 2020.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a thing, but then obviously canceled because of Corona. But now they picked it back up, and like, I mean, they're.
Wait, are we leaving Myth?
I would assume so. Yeah.
We're transitioning.
No, last word.
I tried to transition into.
I want to put. You did a great transition.
The segue has been ruined. It's been
I'm gonna
crashed.
raise the wheels on your segue. I'm gonna car crash the segue because I want to just,
fine.
because I know she's probably watching and I want to just bring it up for her. So people, I want to recognize those people's runs in Amis because my girl ECS had a great run in Amis from like the start of losers all the way to third, beating some great rules, Stylo, Liam, stuff, Skips. Great run from her. Did not expect that at all. Skips also had a great run, beating Little Ray, Slum, and Nep.
Wow.
I'm not going to mention you.
Cool.
Damn.
No, I would have had that run.
To
On my day, I
ECS.
would have had that
Yeah,
run.
he just beat SwarmEngine.
Damn.
So yeah, some great things happening there from like some people. I just want to recognize Skips and ECS to doing a great job in Amis there, and Porter for somehow being in Amis and winning it like he probably should have.
Good stuff. Good
Over
stuff.
Jomo.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What was that
that was like the closing thing I wanted to do. Just to do
All right.
for
No, that's fair.
that. I think that was one of the most interesting things.
Always take an opportunity to shout out Porter. That guy, he will be
Porter.
the king of the world one day.
Amis deserve some love, so I respect it. But yeah, let's forget that ever
Sorry,
happened.
I'll put the wheels back on your segue. Continue.
Yeah, no. As I said, Smash World Tour coming up this weekend, and we got an all-star lineup. Unfortunately, the best player in the world, Sharp, is not going to be there, which I'm very sad about. But that's fine. I have future tournaments to attend, so we're good. We're good. I'll talk about that maybe later if we have time. But regardless, I mean, despite some people dropping out, we had Timmy drop out, we had Sechi drop out, we still have a very strong lineup. And I can just read out the pools. There are 4 pools with 4 players each. So we got pool A1, which is Triff, Nikki, Meaty, and Fatino. We got pool B1, which is Frenzy, Ice, Skullbro, and Raul. We got pool C1, which is Pipsqueak, Professor Pro, Rix, and Mahi. We got pool D1, which is Leffen, Jaridin, Kinzo, and Max. So
Ooh,
I don't know if you have the
those are
pools
fun.
up, but I'll keep
Yeah, I
this
have
in.
them up.
Do you have them up,
I have them
SwarmEngine?
up.
Alright, cool. So I want to hear some thoughts about the pools.
Where are we starting? A1? Should we start with A1? Because these are all
I'm down
great.
to start
And I think
A1.
they're all going to be really fun to watch.
I think I'm already gonna say it. I think my good friend from the
Ooh.
Gothenburg region, Meaty, is gonna get second. I think he's gonna upset Nikki.
All right, we've got. Well, thank you, Storm. We just got a nice head-to-head in the chat. Did you put this together? You didn't put this. You don't unmute. You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Oh, is it too loud?
Oh, okay.
Or something. All right,
Wait, can you hear me
no,
now?
did-
Wait,
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
No, it was that my mouse wasn't working for some reason.
Oh,
I
no,
see,
this
I
has
see.
been the thing I just put in the post chat. It was graciously put together by Flagellate, I believe. So thank you
Okay.
for that. Melee stats.
All right.
Nice.
So you
Nice,
think
that's,
Meaty is gonna beat
thank you for that.
Nikki?
I think Meaty has been on the grind. I feel like Meaty has been slumping as well. Notably losing to me. Let's go Sharp. But he
More than
has,
once, right?
he has
You've been in a row versus Meaty.
Yeah, I've beaten him 3 times in a row. One online at, I believe it was the Irish tournament. I'm not going to try to pronounce it.
I
And
think it was.
I went to Gothenburg to play at the locals, and I beat him twice, 2-1 and 3-2. So we had some really close sets, but at the end of the day, I won, which is pretty unexpected considering he had like a 10-set winning record, like 10 sets in a row or something on me. Before that, 10 or 12 or like some crazy number like that. So I managed to break like a losing streak, but also
It's a
Meaty
great
has
dream moment. I remember it vividly.
yeah that was
Yeah,
pretty
it
hype
was
for
such a
me.
great moment.
But
Really.
also Meaty has been also struggling versus Jigglypuff players, especially Kingu and Jamie have been menaces to Meaty in the brackets.
Yeah.
But
Well, the exact tournament, but I think Jamie like 3-0'd him last time they played.
yeah, Jamie lost to me in winners, and then played Meaty super early in losers because Meaty lost to Aika in pools in Kingu.
Let's go. BFF. Sorry.
And then they played they played for 25th, and Jamie beat him 3-0. So that's actually insane. But as I said, Meaty's been having these like bad performances, but I feel like that's just more fuel to the fire. And I know Meaty's a grinder. I know Meaty practices, and I feel like he's gonna do well. And he's really good versus the Spaceys, and I feel like Tino is not gonna be an issue for Meaty. I feel like that matchup, I'm like super confident Meaty wins that.
I just want to mention, should we just mention to the chat how this system works? Because it's a very Summit S system. It's not like you get knocked out in pools.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You play through your pool, top two get into winners, to bottom two go into losers.
Yeah,
So
it's
you know,
like, it's
even
pretty,
if they lose here, it's all right.
You're playing for seeding pretty much.
Yeah, you're playing
Yeah,
seeding
playing-
and to not get the chance to be double eliminated and not single eliminated.
yeah,
It's pretty big.
losing a set is completely fine because you can still make it out in winners. And I feel like it's important to mention that like Triff is heavily favored versus all of these, since Tino has not taken a set as far as I know.
Tino hasn't played anyone in his pool on our records.
Okay,
he hasn't
yeah.
played
that's interesting.
Yeah, I
anyone. He
think-
hasn't played
I'm
Mido,
not
Nikki, or
surprised,
Triff.
But I do know
So it'll be really fun.
I do know that
Yeah,
this is not a great pull for Tino. I would say that Tino's best match is Nikki. Strangely enough.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because like if you look at Tino versus Peach, has not looked good. Tino lost
what's
to
Tino versus
Weedle.
Marth like? Do you know much, Slum? What Tino versus Marth is like?
I don't know if he's had the opportunity to play brand speed since he came back, but yeah, I think he's only ever. I can't think of a single Marth he's lost in a long time.
But I will say though, like if you look at the reverse, Meaty versus Falcos.
Mido's fight was good, yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
Meaty beat Timmy like brutally the last time they played, and he's also taken like multiple sets off of Frenzy.
Frenzy too. So is Tino.
Yeah,
To
true,
be fair,
true.
granted.
But
A while
Frenzy
ago.
plays
A
Falco.
while ago.
I think the more
Falco is like best.
I think the more important thing to highlight is the fact that Tina's obviously taken herself prop, right?
Yeah,
So again, that sort of lends credence to the narrative that he might have quite a good shot versus Nikki.
yeah,
And therefore-
and
Yeah.
I feel like like
I don't think you should count him out. Is what I feel like, but that's probably some UK bias leaning in there.
no. I think Tino has
Yeah.
I think Tino's best chances lay within beating Nikki because like Tino, I mean, took the set off of Prof, has also beaten Pipsqueak in the past, although it was a long time ago. It's like a good sign that like he can beat like the really good Fox players, and like I feel like Nikki is. Nikki lost to Kinzo not long ago, and like Kinzo's better than Tino, obviously, but it like shows that Nikki's vulnerable to losing against the Falcos, which I believe like most Fox players are.
We could be looking at a potential 3-man tie in this round robin pool if Meaty beats Nikki, Nikki beats Meaty beats Tino, and Tino beats Nikki.
Yeah, that could happen.
That could be a 3-man tie. That'd be weird. I would love to see it, but I mean,
But
people could play on round robin again.
Special fact that I'm sure you remember, Sharp. Despite Meaty's like recent losing streak to you,
Yeah.
Meaty did take Triff to game 5, I believe, right?
yeah,
recent
that's
tournament.
that's actually something that I was gonna bring up,
Oh,
but it's
really?
great that you did. So the same tournament, Meaty lost to Jamie 3-0. He took Triff's Peach to game 5 at a tournament which Triff didn't get taken to game 5 at any other point in the tournament.
That's wild.
So like, it's important to note that like, Meaty has had a lot of practice versus Peach. Like he's been practicing against me. We've been playing a lot of friendlies. and like he's
Oh,
been
nice.
learning a lot about the matchup. So like just as I'm really good versus Marth, me never count Meaty out versus any Peach. And he also lives close to Armada, so he's been playing a lot with Armada. Even after Armada retired, they've been playing.
So, I wanted to say it earlier. I don't know. It must be such low-hanging fruit, and he must have got it for so long. But you know, all the times that he was just spending all his time being whooped by Armada on his stream, right?
Yeah,
Um, yeah. I feel like that guy must have gotten memed on so much about that. I feel I sort of cringe at the thought of mentioning it.
no,
But,
like
yeah,
I don't
it
even
is-
think
it is a
people
thing.
like. Why would you even clown on him for losing to Armada? Like
For real, for real.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I just remember one time I thought, okay, confession, I have a bit of a sin that, you know, I think Armada did this, I don't know what it must have been, like 100 stocks versus 100 stocks with Meaty for some reason. And then in chat, and sorry, in the YouTube comments, I got so excited because my comment got like 70 or 80 likes in Armada's YouTube channel. I was like, oh, bro just went ahead and got what JV 76 or something like that. So
Oh,
yeah,
come on, man.
I'm sorry.
No, Meaty is also. I will mention that Meaty for a long time was like the prime shitter of Gothenburg. Like
Really?
it was like people like he was like the going O2er for a while. Like it was actually bad for a while, and then one
Yeah.
point in like what was it like late 2018, early 2019, he just spiked in skill and suddenly like started beating really good players. I was one of the first like top wins he had, so that already showed like he was focusing a lot on beating Peach, just like the other Marth main in Sweden, May. So like, and he's also been getting coaching from May. So I genuinely think that if anyone has a shot of like upsetting Triff, I give Meaty okay chances, like not winning chances by any means. Triff has beaten Zane and also beaten Mewtwo King.
True.
But
I've heard of those. I've heard of those two before.
like, what if Meaty just beats Triff? That would be crazy, and it's best of 3 too. It's best of 3. So or no wait, it's best of 5. Never mind.
I was about to say there's
I was
no
like-
way.
I was thinking. I was
Smash
like,
Bros.
oh,
Tour.
I'm dumb. Sorry. I was thinking
Yeah, no
best of.
worries.
I was thinking round robin pools. It must be best of 3. But then I remember it's an invitational, so they have best
Yeah.
of. And then I remember
So
they also
what
said.
was your ranking?
I think I'm
What
gonna
is
be
cool?
bold. I'm gonna be very
Is it
bold.
Meaty 1?
I'm gonna say Triff 1. I'm gonna say Meaty number 2, Nikki number 3, and Tina number 4. I think I just believe way too much in Meaty, and I know he's slumping, but I feel like that motivates him even more. So I believe in him. I believe in Meaty.
Oh, I could definitely see it. I could definitely see it. Although you know, Nikki, amazing player in his own right.
Yeah,
feel like I
Nikki's
haven't-
amazing.
Maybe I'm wrong, but aside from what have we seen Nikki at? Colon Coliseum must be one, right?
Yeah.
Nikki
seen
did
him a lot.
play at Bagar, I feel.
Agar and
And
Levos, I'm seeing.
He lost to Mahi, if I'm not wrong. I can look that up, but I'm pretty sure he lost to Mahi at the French tournament, Bagar. For 9th.
Wild.
Yeah, that's true. Self-flagellates, amazing spreadsheet
Yeah,
standing
has
as
Mahi's 1-0.
Yeah, so
Alright.
like, I mean that again shows that like that's a match that Meaty could make if like
German's
Oh, no,
looking
one
scared,
for
right?
so yeah, for sure a chance.
Chris, what do you think? Sam, what's your...
I think, yeah, I could definitely see it. I think,
What's the ranking?
What
for
I
you?
say?
Where's the positions?
I think Nikki will inevitably be trying a lot, right?
Yeah,
He'll probably be
Yeah.
just been grinding recently, so we're probably going to see a different Nikki to how we might have seen him in online events where he was perhaps more focused on his coaching and not necessarily taking it seriously. But he's got a sponsor to represent now. I've got exactly when he got picked up, but it feels more recent than not.
I should. I can actually.
Shouts to the Polon show or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
You guys know. You guys know where it's at, though.
Wait, this looks terrible if I do it like this.
But
So, sorry, Chad.
yeah, I think I can definitely see where Sharp's coming from. And to be honest, I think I'd lean more towards
Sorry,
the
chat.
reality
Sorry,
that they painted. So,
chat.
I think I could definitely see
Yeah.
Meaty second.
Yeah.
And maybe, actually, no, I'm not even going to suggest that. You guys did say a lot about Meaty versus Falco, so I'm not going to suggest Tino makes the upset on Meaty, although it could be really juicy to see Tino versus Nikki. Obviously, because Tino got his recent win over Prof at a weekly, which is something that never ever happened. So, yeah, it's really exciting to see that, I think, the UK people at least.
All right. I think Triff was first, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about it. I think. Even 2-0. I think probably Meaty gets out a second. I'm thinking the three-way tie. I'm thinking like how it gets tie broken down. I feel like
You believe in this three-way tie. I respect it.
I kind of believe in it. I kind of believe this three-way tie is gonna happen. I think Meaty comes out on top because I think Meaty 2-0s Tino.
That makes sense.
And goes 2-1 with Nikki. If in the theory of like beating Tino, losing to Nikki, and I think Tino would probably go 2-1 and gets 2-0'd. So I think that puts him down. So I think it would probably go Triff, Meaty, Nikki, Tino in terms of like the ties. I'm not sure how the tie would work and losers, but it'd be who beat that. So no, it's okay. My prediction is Triff, Meaty, Tino, Nikki.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Yo,
I do believe to get second. So.
Yuo has the craziest prediction.
Yuo has a crazy prediction.
Yuo thinks that Tino is getting first in the pool, Triff second, losing to Nikki, Nikki third, and Meaty fourth. That's I mean, I respect the gamble.
Prediction.
At least say Triff is gonna lose to Meaty. Like, we know that Triff is not being touched by a Spacey. That isn't potentially.
I don't think. I think Nikki's could beat Triff, but it's like I don't think he's gonna if he does, I mean, props to you, Nikki. That's some good stuff. But I generally would not favor Nikki.
We are probably underrated Nikki.
I
hope Nikki proves us wrong.
Yeah, of course, that would be sick.
And
I think Nikki's really good. Generally, I would say that Nikki is favored against everyone that's not Triff. I just believe too hard in my Swedish heart that Meaty is gonna pull it off.
For real. When it comes to Triff, though, I think all the foxes in Europe are so down bad versus Triff. Like,
yeah,
no
it's just
at all. I'm telling you, like, it might not even happen for our beloved UK heroes at the top.
Yeah, like Triff just. Triff is like so good against Fox. Like if you look at 2019 Triff, where Triff struggled in other matchups, like lost to Sechi a bunch, lost to Solo Battle a bunch. Triff just like beat Fiction, IBDW, Moki, Prof multiple times, Ice multiple times. It was like Fox was looking like dinner for him. It was like silly how good he was at that matchup, and he still farms foxes that aren't like he dropped a set to Pipsqueak, he loses to Leffen, and he loses sometimes to Prof, and that's it. Well, of course he hasn't been challenged at versus American foxes, but that's not really relevant in this discussion.
I think you're so I can crackling move on to pool B1.
Yeah, we can move on to B1. I agree. So let's take a look. We have Frenzy, Ice, Skullbro, and Raoul. Kind of interesting. I feel
Frenzy and Ice first time playing on LAN, right?
In a while. Yeah, I think so.
Their record has been all net played, right?
Yeah, and Frenzy is by far the favorite.
Frenzy's been slapping him up.
But Frenzy has
from Phoenix Blue.
Frenzy has had some good sets versus Ice. Like if you saw Fate Grand Finals where Frenzy lost to Meaty, made it back to Grands versus Ice, and had 2 Game 5s. Like
an amazing Grand Finals.
Yeah, really good sets. So
yeah, but they all his sets versus Ice have been best of 5. Like they've all been like
this is gonna be
nail biter sets.
Yeah,
They will win their what says what's up kind of they'll win game 5 is what I meant to say.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I mean I mean Friends is obviously the favorite, but I mean I would never count Ice out.
No, of course.
It's super. It could either go either way. So I reckon.
Frenzy's gonna have home field advantage though. I feel like Frenzy
true.
has the UK power up. I say Frenzy's
Maybe.
gonna win.
Maybe. I
I
mean,
see.
no one's there to do all the like Elliot sticking out of the bed chance ever.
No, that's true, but I mean,
It's
Ice is gonna be
some, like,
jet
sterile
lagged.
rim.
It'll be in chat.
Maybe, but
No.
jet lag. There's people.
I'm
Do people
sure-
actually
I'm
get
just-
jet lag in
I'm
Europe?
fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
An
No,
hour.
I think in person ice. Do you think there's a change?
No.
Because you don't think so. Okay.
Maybe a little bit,
I think there
but I
might be
feel
a
like
change. I actually think they're low key. I think because not only okay, I'm actually
I
gonna
just want a streamer
shoehorn
when he's
this.
playing.
I think
Yeah,
Ice
exactly.
is,
He talks to chat a lot. They always have those
Mm.
issues, don't they? Where he has to like use a VPN to play
It
each
lags
other.
a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, right. Yeah.
I will say this one thing.
I think there are a lot of things that will be ironed out by them playing in person, although
I
of
think
course,
Ice
It'll be
is
interesting.
will be favored.
I think Ice is
Yeah, go on.
better offline, but I also think Frenzy is better offline. I think that online Frenzy has a tendency to like get upset and choke a little bit more than offline Frenzy. Like looking at just the energy of his play, like seeing him play against players who could upset him at Myth, for example. Like seeing him play against Kingu, seeing him play against like
Do you know?
seeing him play against Tino exactly. He just looks a lot more solid than he would online, which makes sense because I feel like no one's really as solid online
Yeah.
when it comes to like the top players.
In person as well, he did perfect Camp Cone as well. Not dropping a
Yeah,
single game.
he didn't drop a game at Capcom, right?
It's perfect.
Exactly.
And that's
Yeah.
that's an event with like fuzziness. Well, he didn't play fuzzy, but he played Sechi and he played Max, which is like
Yeah.
that's extremely strong to like not lose a game.
Shout out to the people that did beat Frenzy Online though. Maybe someone out there.
Oh, I forgot. I was like, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Meaty?
What a humble person. What a humble person.
No, I genuinely forgot. But yeah, just moving on. Let's talk. Just talking about the pool. I feel like Frenzy's gonna take first. Skullbro, I would see him struggle a lot against both Frenzy and Ice. They're just like too solid. And like solid spacies are like one of the hardest things for a dog to beat.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Raoul versus Skullbro, I see it as a toss up. I can see either playing winning.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that it's so hard. I really like both players, and I feel like both Raoul and Skullbro are really good. I'm gonna give the edge to Raoul since I've seen him perform a little bit better on offline. He beat Mahi at an offline tournament pretty recently, but Skullbro did
as well.
yeah pretty recently. And of course Mahi is not the beast that he used to be, but Mahi also beat Mint and Nikki online, so he's not a slouch at all versus Fox. So that's still like huge win. And Skullbro did do really well at the offline tournament I saw him at. He has lost a set to Noxa, but he's like lost sets to Noxa and Falconel, but he's also beaten Noxa in the set record and traded set with Fault. So I'm basically just rambling, but I think all I'm trying to say is that I feel like Roll has done a little bit better than Skullbro. So I would favor Roll.
I think maybe if you're looking at the big macro picture of it, then a way of sort of plotting their journeys is that, you know, Skullbro is sort of the new resurgent online. Maybe what was I was talking about this with Felt, and he was saying that him, Noxa, Skullbro are probably like the the top 3 currently in like Netherlands around that area, you know.
Yeah.
Unless there's someone I'm missing out. But I don't think
Renzo.
there is. Oh, Renzo, of course, yeah. Renzo also falls into that sort of circle.
Renzo is
Raoul-
yeah, sorry.
No, what was I saying?
Raul.
Raul is still like he's been up there when it comes to France and obviously the top European level for a while.
Yeah.
Against formidable opponents like Maya and McKenzie. Like he was top. I think he won a tournament over McKenzie before quarantine some point in 2019. So it
Wouldn't
still
surprise
solidly
me.
like
Wouldn't surprise me.
established himself over what's it called? Over those two. Well, not over those two, but in the top three of France. So even before coronavirus, like they were sort of sort of it was murky as to who was best in France at the time. So he's been a lot more established in that regard. So, and of course, it's a weird matchup. Fox Stock. I don't know about Skullbro's achievements in that matchup. I'm admittedly a bit ignorant.
Skullbro has given the work to a few foxes. I remember the one set I remember is when he beat Rix at Fate Online, which was an absolutely crazy set because Rix went up 2-0, had a lead, game like a really solid lead, like a 2-stock lead, game 3, and Skullbro brought it back, and like I think the last game 5 was like a 3-stock lead, and Skullbro still brought it back. It was like a crazy set.
I need to go.
So like yeah, you should definitely. I didn't even know if it's uploaded.
Yeah, actually, Fate Online might.
I have it. I have it saved. I think.
Oh yeah, because you were in that topic as well, weren't you? Of course, you're looking at that one.
Yeah, I saved it because I wanted to watch back my sets versus R23 and I think it was Senex. But yeah, basically, Skullbro absolutely has a good chance versus like the good foxes. So that's why I feel like it's a little bit of a toss-up.
Yeah, for all that's a good data point to start off. But yeah, it'll be exciting. Do we talk about Roll versus Ice?
Yeah, I
don't know if Roll's done anything. Oh, he currently has a 3-0 record versus Ice, and he hasn't taken a game in any of these. It's kind of looking.
Raul has a 3-0 record versus
no,
Ice?
0-3 losing
okay.
record. And hasn't taken. Yeah, sorry.
No, Ice is really good at the Ditto. I mean that's the European Classic, right? The Fox Ditto and the top players, like the top dogs in the European Fox Ditto before used to be like Prof and Ice, and they used to like, and then in more recent times like Mint and Pipsqueak and Nikki. So like Ice is really good at that matchup.
Yeah, Prof is still like mine. I don't want to say it because Prof is obviously my favorite player in the world, but Prof has such a hard time versus Ice for the longest time.
Yeah,
he just seems to have a complete read against him, and yeah, he hasn't been able to take a set apart from I think maybe a DreamHack in 2016-17 around that time. And do you remember Sharp? Do you remember? Maybe Josh remembers it as well. That one time that Leffen came back for the first time, and it was Eclipse, I think, when they played their Ditto. Do you remember?
Yeah. Eclipse 2 when Ice double eliminated.
2, exactly.
Eliminated Leffen for
Leffen, yeah, and that was when he was off the heels of his Big House performance. It must have been as well, right? I think that was that the same year, 2016? Yeah, because 2015 was when Axe and Pluck came over for Eclipse 1, right?
Yeah, and Leffen versus Armada played in Grands.
Yeah, that's the one. So Eclipse 2 was when he just done his Big House result.
But Leffen played the Falco, that Big House. Oh, do you mean Ice's Big House?
Eclipse.
Ice's Big House.
Yeah, Ice's Big House.
Oh, yeah. Ice got like third or something.
So he was hot off the heels on that, and then Leffen came back to compete in Europe for like the first time in a long time, and Ice just swept the floor with him, you know.
Yeah.
It was such a crazy, for me at least, that really stuck out in my mind. It was a really big result at the time. I was watching Melee.
That's funny too, because we were talking about how good Ice is in the Fox Ditto, and those two performances kind of like show that, because the Big House run was like Ice played against Silent Wolf, who had just upset Mewtwo King, and then played against SWAT, who just he just upset Hungry Box, and he kind of almost like humiliated SWAT in the Ditto. And I remember people being like, damn, these Europeans are so good at the Fox Ditto. And it was like Ice was like one of the peaks, the peak players to like show that, and then like like beating Leffen in the Ditto too. And I feel like
it's definitely something he's been doing. A great matchup. He's been great at that matchup for a long time.
yeah, and nowadays it's not really the same. Pipsqueak has been beating Ice pretty badly in the Ditto, and then Prof took the last set online, I think. Game 5 still, but Prof did beat him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow,
I remember that.
my guy's washed. You said that.
Wow. Just not to get stuck
1-6 versus Pipsqueak. What is going on?
Yeah, Pipsqueak has been farming Ice almost, but yeah. Just not to get stuck on the point for too long. I think we made the point. Ice was really good at the Ditto, but not as good anymore, but still like really favored. But I'm just gonna take my picks. I think Friends is getting first. I think Ice is getting second. I think Raul is getting third, and I think Skullbro is unfortunately getting last. It's not the best pull for him, but I think that even if he gets fourth, I expect Skullbro to do great things in the bracket. I think he can make a run. I even think Skullbro could get top 8 with the right bracket. It all depends on who he plays, because Doc is that kind of character.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a really high... Yeah, sorry, Josh, go.
So I'll just say I feel like it's pretty unanimous on us for that pool. I don't know if you got a different opinion on that one, or I feel like I'm the same.
No, I was just going to echo Sharp's point in that anything could happen in the bracket, because as we've been saying, there's a lot of high variance potential.
Yeah.
High variance potential, there's a lot of high potential variance. I just replaced... Either way, a lot of upsets can happen. A lot of upsets can happen. A lot of upsets can happen, Josh. So the bracket could be anything, but yeah.
Yeah, like if Skullbro gets like, let's say Skullbro gets a Meaty in the bracket, then I feel like that's really scary for Meaty, because he lost the last set like 3-0 or something. And if he gets like, I don't know, like there's a lot of matches, like if Skullbro gets Rix, he could probably make that upset. If Skullbro gets Jaridon, I have no idea what's gonna happen. So like, but then there are like the roadblocks too. I feel like there are a lot of roadblocks for someone like Skullbro, and that's not really his fault, his skills fault. That's more of his character being like, I would not say really easy to solve, but I would say you can develop strategies where if you kind of figure Doc out, it makes it like he has to work so much harder to beat you than you have to work to beat him, because he has such limited tools. But yeah, should we move on from that pool?
Yeah, I was talking about the Fox Ditto for like 10 minutes. Should we talk about the Fox Ditto again?
Oh my god, look at this.
We have the funniest
we got
pool.
a lot of foxes.
We have the funniest pool, which is 3 foxes and a Marth. The classic, the 60-40 pool.
That's a 90s sitcom right there.
Yeah, we
3
have
foxes,
Pips,
1 Marth.
we have Pipsqueak, we have Professor Pro, we have Rix, and we have Mahi. And I'm sorry if it's pronounced Mahi. I know that I'm Swedish, so that's my excuse.
Okay, I'll say Mahi.
I just say Maye, like Ma and then Ye.
I just pronounce it as I read it, so I'm sorry if you take offense.
I'm gonna say I'm Swedish too and say Mahi. No, Mahi.
I say Mahi. That's how I read it. I'm sorry, French people. I'm sorry for insulting your country. I'll get shit when I go to HF land.
Mahi.
Anyway, we've already gone for almost. It's getting close to 2 hours. We can't fuck around. Yeah.
Are you serious?
That's what I meant.
1 hour 43.
What the heck? Okay,
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're having too much fun.
I'm just gonna give a little bit of a summary. Pipsqueak has been extremely hot this year. Took an unfortunate.
Okay, but how's he been playing?
What do you mean? How's he been playing?
Okay. This is a show. Sorry, for an English language thing. That's my bad.
Chaler is a child.
Yeah, but Pipsqueak's been doing really well.
No.
Wait, what?
No, Chaler was saying that you're calling Pipsqueak hot.
Oh yeah, no. What's wrong with that?
Oh, nothing.
Can't you
No,
admire
no.
hot boys?
No, nothing. That's what I was saying. I was saying, you know.
Yeah.
God.
Anyway,
no.
Pipsqueak has been looking hot both in and out of game, and especially his Fox play has been really good this year. He had a really good start of the year, taking Valhalla Online over Box Leffen and Frenzy, and taking Urat over Box Leffen and Frenzy, and taking a set
I
of.
forgot about Urat.
Hmm?
Sorry, I interrupted you. I completely forgot about Urat.
No, yeah, it was again Triff and Pipsqueak playing grounds, but in general, I think Pipsqueak is favored over all of these players. He has been beaten Prof recently, but Prof can definitely win as well. I feel like that matchup is it's slight Pipsqueak favored, but when it comes to Ricks, I don't see Pipsqueak struggling. I think Pipsqueak has been doing really well. And when it comes to Mahi, that's interesting because I think Pipsqueak is going to play Falcon. Pipsqueak has been developing a Falcon for the Marth matchup and been doing well in Falcon Marth. But I don't know how good Mahi is in that matchup. I haven't seen him play against a lot of Falcons because the Falcons have been kind of gone in the netplay era. But I guess we'll see how good it is. I think Pipsqueak is going to stick to Falcon in the entire match.
I mean, obviously, I think because I used to frequent Maya streams back in the day a lot. So he did have a lot of thoughts about the matchup. He was very practiced in the matchup.
Yeah.
Falcon, of course, he had Dragoff in his region, but Dragoff is not necessarily a top E player.
Yeah.
But yeah, have we ever had top E Falcons? I suppose Sechi stands out.
Sechi and Istisar.
Maybe.
And Svera was good for a while.
Wait, who did you say after Sechi?
Istisar.
Oh, Istar, of course. Yeah. And what's it called? Yappy back in the day.
Yappy, and Sver. I think Sver is really good as well.
Really? I didn't think of.
Sver was almost top 30. I think maybe he was top 30 in 2019.
Oh, really? On Phoenix Blue?
Yeah.
On the Phoenix Blue rank? Wow.
I think so. Or either top 30 or right outside the top 30. And
yeah,
Yuo makes a point that Pip Falcon lost to Mahi last time, but I think that was last year. So that was a really long time when the Falcon was underdeveloped.
Last year. Wow. Yeah, it definitely seems like Pip has put all of his cards on playing Falcon in that matchup.
Yeah,
so
and
I feel like it's inevitable to see it. But
Pip beats...
and to be honest, a player of Pip's
Caliber.
Standards, caliber, I feel like Pip's Falcon might actually take that set. In fact, I'd probably say it's favored in my opinion.
I mean, he lost his own one to him.
That's from when? Last year, did we say?
I can look it up.
Was that last time Pip Falcon played against it?
Yeah, I think so.
Polonco's team is this year actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Polon Colosseum?
That's
not too far away.
No,
that's what the spreadsheet I'm looking at.
I thought it was Polon Arena, but yeah, that's in that case that's another story then. Let's see.
Could cause some weird round robin shenanigans.
Yeah. Still, I favor Pipsqueak. Maybe that's my Stockholm bias. I've been talking to Pipsqueak at locals, and he's very confident himself, and he's been putting in a lot of work. And I played against the Falcon too. It's really good. It's really, really clean. He doesn't really miss the normal stuff, like the conversions and it's really disciplined too. I feel like Pipsqueak wins that, but. That's my prediction.
It's really exciting to see on high stakes as well, to be honest. Because we haven't seen, obviously, Pip's Falcon much of it in that matchup, at least.
Yeah,
we've seen it against. That result.
We've seen it sweep Meaty and the Abearv, but the Swedish Mars are not known to be good out against Falcon. Sorry.
Falcon, yeah, gotcha.
When it comes to Mahi versus the other two, I have no idea. Mahi's been picking up like a lot of random wins against Fox players while also doing like in every other matchup being shaky. Like he loses sometimes to Peach players, he loses sometimes to Puff players, or I think he has been losing to Puff players. Actually, no clue. I'm sorry for slandering him like that.
Mahi's he's a 2 up on Rix in these records.
Yeah.
Damn.
Or am I looking? Wait,
That's
am I looking
good.
at Mahi or am I looking at Nikki? 2 seconds.
No, you're looking at my. You are looking at my. Yeah.
Right,
And
Mahi Rix.
I was at Chaler as well. So the Irish tournament, he beat him 3-2. He beat him at Holland Coliseum as well. Yeah, 3-0 over Rix.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good.
good.
Those are some really good chances then.
I think versus Rix, he definitely has a shot.
Yeah, he's 0-3 versus Prof.
He hasn't played
I
versus
think
Prof.
Not surprising.
Or Mahi hasn't played versus Prof.
No, it's 0-3.
No, they haven't played. No.
They haven't played.
Are you looking at wrong one, Josh? You
I
might be
was
looking at the
looking.
wrong.
I was looking at the wrong thing. My bad.
It's the white square. The white square.
Yeah. So Mahi hasn't played against Prof, but he has been picking up wins against other Fox players. Meanwhile, Prof has lost that set to Renzo a while ago, so he's definitely not invulnerable to losing to Marth.
When did that happen?
It was a region
I
online.
remember this one.
Region online.
Regen, okay.
Was a
Gotcha.
best of 3, but still.
Okay. Was that a full set or was it a bracket set? Do you remember?
That was a bracket set. I remember because Prof went into losers, did a little bit of a losers run, and then lost to Ice for 9.
Of course. The classic.
So I remember the details.
Nice. You got an expert.
Yeah, no, I remember the details of that tournament specifically because I overslept and I looked at bracket all day. It was the one time I overslept.
You had a big chance.
The one time, and it kind of hurt my same points, but I still got into finals. So humble brag.
Nice.
Anyway,
You deserve it.
Yeah, how's this one going? This is a hard one to call, I think.
I think my versus Prof, no shot. Of course, I'm going to say that, but no shot.
I think Prof beats my 2. I say Pipsqueak, Prof, Mahi, Rix. I think Rix can beat actually all of these players, but I'm sorry, Rix. Someone has to go last, and I feel like I'm gonna put you last. I'm sorry.
Prof did play Rix at thingy, didn't they? At Myth.
At Myth, and Prof won 3-1.
3-1.
I'm going to be the first to say it. Prof over Pipsqueak. I'm going to say Prof Pipsqueak.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
I would not love to see it. I like Prof, but
Okay.
Pipsqueak is my boy, and I want him to. I want Pip to do really well, and I want him to go play against Triff. Pipsqueak is gonna beat Triff.
Because it's going to be tired from the travel. Aaron Thomas is going to show Aaron Thomas' own turf.
Awake. He will not crash from Red Bull because he's smart. And I think Pipsqueak is going to do fantastic. I feel like he knows that in his heart he wants to prove himself to the world. Because Pipsqueak has not had a breakout performance offline yet, like a big one that he has had online. So I think Pipsqueak is one of the people who really wants to prove himself. But again, you can say that for anyone.
Crush him, and Aaron Thomas is going to come out on top.
No, the Brexit is going to weaken Prof. Just Brexit existing is going to weaken Prof.
Just all these outside factors.
No, but that's going to be an interesting set. I like Prof a lot, and I really love his Fox. So I'm looking forward to watching that set from home.
Me too. So we can certainly great.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your fake? What's your vote? Is that
Me?
Yeah.
Prof every day. You already know.
Respect. This is a UK podcast.
UK
But no, to be honest, I think if we're being factual, then we probably favour Pipsqueak.
Get hit by the facts and logic.
I think I think Prof has it in him. I think Prof definitely has it in him. So it would be amazing to see. And yeah, either way, like we're talking about Prof this week, you know,
Yeah.
these are top 8 seeds, and we sort of consider them to make it out to America anyway.
Yeah, the Prof and Pipsqueak, I think we're all pretty certain that like these are the strongest picks to make it into winner side. Like if they get upset,
winner side definitely. There's like
what
percentage chance would you can put on that? I'd say like it's
Nice.
it's like
it is.
I'd say even it's a 2% chance that they don't end up in winners. I think maybe 2% is too small.
I feel like both Prof and Pip,
5% you say?
Prof and Pip can both have a bad day. Like
it could be like
these are good. Mahie and Rix are good enough players that if they're not on point, they can lose. And I feel like I've seen too much shit to believe that they're like that 2% chance. I don't think it's that small. I feel like anyone can have a bad enough day that like that's
true.
Like
very true.
And like if it was like
Prof and Rix have been grinding. You know this. They've been playing with each other.
I know Prof has been boot camping.
Bristol, and Rix is there apparently. I think.
Ooh,
I think.
Rix, Frenzy, Prof, and
remember, the only reason I know that is because Rix did that tweet where he was like, "Oh, does anyone want a money match with me and Frenzy in basketball?" Do you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. I
saw
in the middle of the week.
Didn't Max post a tweet about the real grinding hours that it had like Prof and Frenzy playing on CRT, but they were playing Falcon Samus.
Samus Falcon,
I know Max was there.
Yeah.
I talked to him because I was supposed to go, but you know,
things happen.
Anyway, should we move on to the
last move on to the next one? Who do you think's gonna win the next pool, guys? I think it's a real toss up. Could be anyone.
I haven't even opened it yet. I haven't opened it yet.
The next pool is
the close one.
TSM Leffen. We have Jaridon. We have Kinzo.
That's not what we're talking
and we
about.
have Max.
Right.
And Leffen is winning. Let's
winning the
move
pool.
on from Leffen.
Let's move on. Yeah, let's move on from Leffen.
Leffen could be playing Mewtwo, and I would still be like, Leffen's probably winning.
We've got
Like if we playing Sheik, and I'd be like, he's probably gonna win this pool, to be honest.
Leffen could be playing like almost anyone.
Look at his Twitter. It sounds like the Grim Reaper is knocking on his door.
That's just Leffen pre-jobbing. He's getting his pre-jobbing.
Sounds like
Leffen is
on the day. It's gonna be fine.
Leffen is doing the option select, and I know how Leffen is.
Every time he does this.
Before a certain Peach main upset Frenzy at the French tournament. That Peach main tweeted I don't know how I'm gonna do. I'm feeling kind of bad, feeling kind of pressured. Everyone does this.
Yeah, everyone does it.
When fucking
gotta get the pre-shows ready.
When fucking Mango went into losers bracket at Summit. Oh, this is such a bad day. I hate this. I want to quit. Even Mango at fucking Pound was like,
anyway,
I just want to go home. Everyone has that feeling. But I think Leffen is gonna.
Leffen will be fine.
Leffen might drop a game.
He's not gonna lose to Kinzo.
I think actually Kinzo could take a game. I think Kinzo is amazing, and I feel like
Kinzo is amazing.
Kinzo is just gonna be.
Kinzo's probably might be my.
He might be one of the coolest. Yeah, he might be one of the coolest players.
Cool. He's super cool.
Blasphemy detected.
You're
in Southwest. You're in Southwest as well. How are you going to say that?
I'm a student of Frenzy as well.
You're not just UK. You're in Southwest, and you're a student as well. What the heck?
He's like
Kinzo.
You should go to his dojo.
But no, I just love.
Kinzo is
sick how to watch.
Kinzo is by far the strongest aggressive Falco in Europe.
He reminds me, he's like Bomboni of Falco in my mind. Like, he's just like,
he goes ham.
Buttons, does whatever the hell he wants, and will risk everything for random crap. I don't know. I think he's sick as hell. It's so fun to watch.
I think Kinzo. I think Kinzo gets second in this pool. I think Kinzo's favored against Max, not heavily favored, but favored, and I think he's been doing well against Jaridon. So. I think Kinzo's a really good pool. I'd say this is
I think he does too.
I
think he can get out.
It's important to note also that offline Kinzo and Nikki played at a tournament, and Kinzo took a set off of Nikki, and also like I think took him to game 4 or 5, the second set. So like Kinzo's been doing well offline.
Was it not a Bagar that he beat? He beat Pipsqueak? Am I remembering this wrong?
He beat Pipsqueak and he beat Jaridon to get to winners finals. So
There we go.
he, according to BG stats, he has a 5-set winning streak against Jaridon. So that's like the best second seed he could have ever gotten.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
A 5-set winning streak. What the heck?
Yeah, it's like 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-2. So
Yeah, it's because it's because Jaridon's the lowest second seed and Kinzo's probably the highest.
Yeah,
seed.
but still, like even if you like, I would say even if Kinzo had like, let's say he had Meaty in his pool, I would say that's scary for Kinzo. But Kinzo having Max and Jaridon is like a really good draw. So I see.
A good draw.
I think Max can beat Jaridon. I think Jaridon is favored, but I think Max can do that.
Yeah, I mean you got Sheik versus Luigi. It's a rough one.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know
I
what?
think the potential for Max to beat Kinzo is also there. Like,
Yeah.
I think he would have definitely over these past few days been grinding with Frenzy, right? He's probably aiming to beat Kinzo, and Max with an aim,
But Max is lazy.
you have to give him credit.
I don't want to give Max credit.
True.
Max
But
is lazy.
he did go all the way to Bristol to try and
I'll give Max
Yeah,
credit,
but Max won't ever admit that he try hards, so I refuse to give him credit. Love Max.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
Okay, my prediction is gonna be shocker. TSM left him first. Kinzo second, and fuck it. I'm saying Max gets third and Jaridon gets fourth. I think Jaridon is a really, 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 really good player. He beat my ass last time we played, and he plays Luigi, but he also plays Luigi. So, I can't. I won't. That like docks him at least minus 5,000 points. So no, I'm of course friends with Max, and I hope Max wins. I'm gonna make the hard pick. I think Max gets third in the pool.
Looking at the record, they have only played one set over the same tournament set. That was Regen there. Char did win. And looking like it was a 3-0 as well. And we can't forget, like, Jaridon, amazing player in his own right. He even went all the way to NorCal and started beating, like, he beat Ralph and people like that.
Yeah, he got on the power ranking. He beat Nintendo when Nintendo was like...
Nintendo. Wasn't Nintendo playing Marth or something back then, though?
Even when Nintendo was playing Marth, he was still top 100.
True.
In the world.
True. I think Ralph was a big notable win, though. Ralph was a Fox main, right? And he was top 100 as well. I don't know if he ran into the
I can look at
Rockies or Atlas of the world, but
I can actually look up because I remember Jaridon posted a picture once of his like power ranked wins.
Oh, nice. Okay, that'll be cool.
I can look up that. That was of course a long time ago, but Jaridon's been doing like I feel like Jaridon's absolute best matchup is Fox, and he got the most difficult Fox in the world to beat in his pool. If Ja got like a Mint or a Pipsqueak or a Prof even, that would be good for Ja. But he got like Kinzo, who has a winning streak, and he got Max, who's like an up and coming Sheik. Like two of the most difficult. Like if you're like a third seed or a second seed, those are like the hardest third and fourth seeds, I feel.
Yeah, I guess we shouldn't forget though. Like Ja is still a top 8 seed for this tournament.
Yeah,
and he's considered one of the players who will make it by that standard to America.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely you'll give a bit of a fight back in that regard. But
Ja, if Ja beats
my heart,
sorry,
my heart wants to agree with you. My heart wants to agree with you, Sharp. I have to say, I want to be like, I reckon Max takes over Ja, but I think. My logic for it, I would do the logic for it on this one. I think it's left and Kinzo, Ja, Max.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think Max is really good. I just think it might be a bit bit too much for him with this one. I would love to see it happen though, and that's my logic brain speaking. My heart is Max. Let's fucking go. You get in second, bro. I'll see you in America. That's what I'm saying.
My
in
heart says, despite his record versus Tina recently, that he could do it versus Kinzo. And I think that might be the bigger. I think that might be the more optimistic.
Nah,
it might be a more
Luigi
realistic,
fucking
optimistic.
sucks. Luigi fucking
Maybe.
sucks.
Maybe.
No,
But,
no. I don't understand how Ja wins these impossible matchups, but no, I just I don't know. I'm following my heart, but I respect the logic picks for sure. It makes sense, and if Ja beats Kinzo, I'm not surprised. If Ja beats Max, I'm not surprised at all. So I genuinely
that's a fun pool to watch. All of them are so fun to watch.
yeah.
Very excited. What time does it start tomorrow?
I can
Anyone know?
I can look up. I can look it up.
Oh, it
Actually.
says
Maybe
11 a.m. 11 a.m.
11
A1. That's what it says.
No.
11 a.m.
no
23rd.
way.
Wait, is it
What,
that
for
early?
16 people? For 16
Yeah,
people?
Well, it's a round robin
2 hours
pool.
of pool.
It's round robin pool with best of fives into brackets.
Yeah, actually, I can believe that.
How much of the bracket are they going to do? Because it looks like it's over
None
actually
of
over
it.
the
I
2
think. I
days.
don't think they will do. I don't think they'll do any on bracket on.
Wait.
I think they'll all bracket on second day. I think.
That's such a tease.
Yeah, no.
What
This
the
is
heck?
an invitational, so I'm assuming they're streaming every single set.
Yeah, I think so.
So that might take up a lot of time. Wait,
Yeah.
is bracket gonna be all
2 hours
Sunday?
of pool. Yeah, I think so.
So not like
When we look at the
top
schedule.
16 into top 8 on Saturday?
No, I mean it looks like
Yeah.
pool D is scheduled for 5 p.m. So
that kind of sucks.
that means that would finish at 7 p.m. Which means
I want more
you'll
Yeah, I
probably
agree.
not be running a
I
bracket.
agree, sure.
I want
Yeah,
more
if you
content
did-
on Saturday.
If you did
Yeah, not Saturday. You get 11
16.
till 7. 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. That's a lot of content.
Nah, but come on.
Yeah.
What you need to do is you need to have one peak. So find out who goes to America on Saturday, and then the other peakers find out who wins the tournament on Sunday. Surely.
Yeah,
Right.
I want to see some fucking depressed people on Sunday because they know
Sunday,
they've already
you're going to
lost.
see them.
Just sitting there, like you
Although,
see them in
from
the
player
stream cam.
perspective- From the player perspective, you kind of give them a chance to, if I didn't have a good pools performance, I can turn it around for tournament Sunday. You know what I mean? For championship Sunday. Maybe.
Yeah, no. Well, in this format at least, like Sunday will be so extremely stacked, or like it'll be such compared the like tension on Saturday and Sunday, it won't even be comparable. Like people will be fighting for their lives on Sunday. Saturday will be like they'll be chill. I feel everyone
That's
will be
Summit.
chill.
That's Summit. It's a very Summit-esque kind of thing. Where
Yeah,
like, we're watching
it's
kinda
football,
cool.
It's like
Everyone's chill. They play the cool mafia as well. They at night
it's still
time.
kind of fighting for your life. So you don't want to go into losers. So like you want to
Oh
get
my
into
God.
winners.
No, can we ask Chase to make them play mafia? That'll be fun, no?
No, I don't think.
No
that'll
shot. No
No,
shot.
I think you could make it
Mafia.
happen. No, Chase is such a big
Also,
mafia.
very interesting. Just a small aside
Yeah,
out
tell
in the pause is Pokemon Stadium is unfrozen. I think this event, so it is a counter pick.
Yo, imagine
Which
if I
is
was
very
there.
very weird.
I would pick
You do
on the
the
frozen
Zuni.
stadium versus Marth. I love camping Marth on the under the little tree, just pulling turnips.
Yeah.
He can't do anything. He can just wait
No,
for the
he really
stage.
can't.
He knows
That was the thing. Do you remember Armada versus Pew Pew at EVO 2015?
Pew pew.
Maybe you don't. Yeah. That was like a top
no.
eight,
I
top
just-
eight qualifier set.
I
Where
just
he
know
had him under the
that-
rock, and he was doing
Oh.
he did something. I think Pew Pew, like, I don't know what you do exactly, but you jab one of the turnips, and then it just starts coming up to you.
Do you
Is that
mean?
weird?
Do you mean
You know what I'm talking about?
Armada versus Zane? Because I know at EVO 2018,
No, no.
Armada played
2015,
Zane.
definitely.
Armada played Zane. They went 1-1, and then the last game is on Unfrozen Stadium, obviously. And Armada throws up a bunch of turnips on the rock transformation, and Zane grabs a stitch.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah,
I
he
think
just
I've
takes
got
a
that.
stitch. He doesn't hit it, and he loses, but it's still like insane that he found the stitch and just grabbed it.
No, that's interesting. But yeah, they did that. They also, I don't know if it was a close set. I feel like it might not have been.
It
'cause-
probably wasn't. Armada
Yeah.
usually the only sets Armada go close with Marth is Mutaking, that one set with Zane, and that one set with Rishi. which was
Oh yeah, Evo 2016, which wasn't streamed, right?
yeah. I remember that. I was at the time I was hoping for Rishi to take it because it was like it was known as a peach layer, and I was like I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Now I'm glad it didn't happen, but I'm also sad because I would rather want Rishi to take the streak and to be the streak ender than Swedish Delight. No offense to Swedish Delight. No offense to Swedish Delight.
Wasn't much of a Swedish Delight in the end, was he?
Swedish Delight takes out Armada and dips, never to be seen on the MPGR again.
Oh yeah, he went to medical school or something, didn't he?
Lame.
I always think of Armada as
Just
the one that
kidding.
disappeared that year, but Swedish hasn't come.
I'm just
Did he?
kidding.
I
By
don't
the
know.
way.
Either way, yeah.
Swedish, great player. I'm not trying to roast anyone.
Yeah.
Actually.
Do you want to look at bracket then? Do you just want to project it rather
I
than
don't know
put
if-
all of our crackpot theories into it?
I don't know if we're gonna be able to see
I
projected.
don't think
it's
there's much
locked.
point in looking at projected, fam. It's gonna
Oh
be.
wait, we can look.
It's
at
gonna
projected.
be so.
Yeah, I'm looking at
There's
projected
no
right now.
point. It's gonna be. It's gonna be a cracked
Yeah,
thing to
it's-
look at.
I mean, we
The
can
ceiling's
we
gonna
can
be
just
all over the
pretend.
place.
We can just pretend it's accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, we can pretend.
yeah,
like,
because-
Josh wants,
fairy
Josh
tale
wants to
world.
go to sleep. Josh wants to go to sleep.
I don't
clearly.
want to go to sleep.
Yeah,
Like, we've been
yeah,
out
no,
for
it's-
2.5 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
2
gotcha,
hours,
gotcha.
10 minutes.
So we joined it. I was
Oh,
like,
I
"Do you have a
think-
time we should aim to stop by?" And he was like, "We should go on for more than an hour and a half."
We can.
And now
I have an
it's
idea.
2.5
I have an
hours.
idea. I have
No,
an
Loki,
idea.
I think I see security patrolling throughout the area. So.
I have a good idea
like
to just like because I do feel like it's gone. I think this is our longest episode. I don't know if we or did we go over an hour on the other episodes?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Definitely
Oh,
shot.
Oh,
I think we can do our predictions for the top 8. Is that what you're thinking?
I feel
Yeah,
like
do a
yeah,
prediction for
we do predictions. Everyone gives their predictions for top 8. We just list them up, and then
Okay.
we can say. I mean, we can give like each give a set that we're like the head to head or like the set that we're most looking forward to that we want to happen. Like if it's let's say like Pipsqueak versus Prof or like whatever.
Yeah.
But first, top 8, and I'm giving it to Chaler to give his top 8 first. Who do you want to see in top 8?
Oh boy. All right, who I want us to? I want
Who,
to see.
or
Who's gonna get the
do a
fight?
blend of like who do you want to see and like what do you think
Alright,
will
I'm gonna
happen?
see. Okay. I think because in my head, Prof and Pipsqueak are switched around. I think I'm gonna see Left and Prof on the top side of winning semis, and Triff Frenzy. I think Frenzy's gonna get it even if he gets Prof or Pipsqueak. I think he's gonna probably get to win the semis, nice and smoothly. That'll be the top 4, I reckon. I think our guaranteed picks are probably Leopard, Triff, Frenzy, and then it's toss up between Prof and Pip to get in, I reckon, through there. I'm gonna go with Prof, I think, to get in through winners semis there on the left hand side. And then who else I'm looking at? Nikki's got a nice bracket. I like Nikki's, but then versus Ice. That's rough. Yeah, the seeding I think makes it hard, doesn't it? Kinso has potential to get in. I think it's probably gonna be mostly the seeded expecting, to be honest.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh wait, the top 8. No wait, the top 8 starts to lose round 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, I think we're going to see Kinso in top 8 as well with Pipsqueak / Prof. And we're going to see a Tino win on Yaridin and Ice to get top 8. So yeah,
Oh,
Tino top
shit.
8.
Let's go.
Denied his flight to US, losing to Tino, and shutting up the naysayers.
It would
And
be
then I
funny
reckon-
if
I reckon
Tino.
Nikki gets it on this bracket, so I reckon that.
Yo,
It would be funny that Tino getting in above some people who might be
That'd be-
upset that he got in
Yeah.
over them. Won't mention any names, but but Tino getting top 8 would be actually. I think that's like the craziest result almost.
I'm seeing the future where it happens, and I've decided it's going to be real. So it's real.
I
I'm
would-
speaking into existence now. It's Tino beats whoever it is, Kinso or Ja or Ya.
I
then
would think it's
beats our
really
Ice.
funny.
I see
Alright.
it. Ice has always had the notorious Falco issues. I'm seeing Tino coming out on the top of that one. Just beat Prof, you know. Tino's doing it. Tino top 8.
Okay.
Tino for top 8. That's my motto, my slogan for this tournament.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So should I go next?
Sure. I don't know. I just saw some crazy news. I just saw.
Yeah, I saw
Oh
it. I
yeah,
saw the
I
crazy
saw
news
the
too.
tweet
Yeah.
too. I saw the
We
tweet
all see
too.
at the same time. Breaking news, I suppose.
Yeah,
Um,
I
yeah.
feel like we can talk about this
Yeah,
after we
another
talked about
time,
our predictions,
maybe.
maybe.
You want to just drop it in, and we won't come back to it
Talk
later.
about it. It seems like a lot to talk about.
But either way, breaking news: Follow-on software doesn't exist anymore. So who is it? Ice, Triff, Nikki, I don't know, longest sponsored.
Pipsqueak.
Pipsqueak, yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
for your great
Mackenzie?
comment, spoiler on.
Mackenzie is retired, right?
Yeah, but
So-
he was still a part of the
He
team,
was
I think.
working for them, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, this came out of nowhere. But yeah, back to our predictions, I guess.
Yeah,
rest
go
in peace,
if you
Nikki. Thank
want
for your
to
great
hear more.
tournaments.
If you want to hear more, go to @Poilon Software. It's on their Twitter.
He's got to it long, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to tweet longer about it.
Yeah,
Um,
but
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, besides dropping that bomb, I mean, I'll give my
Spied some
predictions.
great stuff.
I think Leffen is getting in for sure. He won't have any problems with that, and I think that on the other side, Triff is gonna get in as well in winners. Both of those in winners, and I think Frenzy is getting in. Not any shockers. And Frenzy versus Prof. Wait, I feel like Prof could get in from winners too, because I clearly thought that Pipsqueak is gonna win versus Prof. So Pipsqueak is gonna have the other side. The other seed is gonna be different from your bracket. But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think Frenzy still wins that from winners. So I think it's gonna be just a seeded in winners. Leffen, Pipsqueak, Triff, and Frenzy. And I guess going by my crazy picks in winners, since I talked about, I think Meaty is gonna get second place in Triff's pool, which means that Meaty would play Leffen, and then I think Meaty loses to Leffen, and then Meaty would have. It says Rix or Raoul, but I would assume it's Rix. If my predictions were to continue, it would be Rix or Skullbro. But basically, what I'm trying to say, I'm gonna make the prediction, and this is kind of like more of a dream prediction, I guess. It's not like super realistic at all, but I think Meaty makes top 8. I think Meaty makes it. And my other two picks are gonna be Ice. Ice, Prof, and let's say Jaryden. And those are my picks for top 8. So it's Ice, Jaryden, Prof, Meaty, Leffen, Pipsqueak, Triff, Frenzy. That's my top 8. Meaty's my only really crazy pick.
Alright, cool. So I'll go with mine then.
Yeah.
So I suppose either way, it's looking really rough for Prof in winners, I think. Chaler, you said that you see Prof over Pipsqueak. Even then, like, he's get ice on his first round, right? In winners quarters. So
Yeah.
I think, like, unless we see like Ice beat Frenzy, then you've got Frenzy there. So either he's gonna have Frenzy after he beats Pipsqueak hypothetically. Either way, like, Prophet has not got a great chance in winners quarter. I think his best shot in winners might actually be his projected bracket. So if he gets second in his pool,
Yeah, it's
we might actually not want Prof to get first in his pool.
I didn't.
If you're purely a prof fan.
Yeah, if
But,
everything else goes as predicted, it's actually crazy that Prof benefits head-to-head wise from losing to Pipsqueak.
Exactly,
But-
in his pool.
And again, fuck round robin pools. But
Jesus
that's
Christ.
just how it works.
Okay.
That's just how
All
it
right,
works.
top player.
Yeah, that's how
not even
that's
go
just
there.
how it
That's
works.
not
even
That's
go
just how it
there.
works.
I suppose
No,
top
round
players are all
robin
getting screwed today.
round
so-
robin pools are fine in an invitational format, but this is just
Okay, it's good to know you feel that way at least about round robin pools.
at major
They're
tournaments.
limited.
At
They're
major
limited
tournaments.
applications.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think would I want Prof to win there?
You always want Prof to win. Baby.
Yes, I want Prof to win there because if he does, then I think. Do I actually though? I think. Okay, so many ways that you could take this, but if Media is not there, then Media is not a threat to Frenzy in losers bracket potentially.
Yes.
So that means that Frenzy has a pretty clear run. Who might that be instead? It would be Nikki, which means that we have to say goodbye to our poor friend Max.
Poor Max.
Which means, I suppose I'm constructing a world where I'm taking Prof and Frenzy over Max. So despite our long friendship, Max, I'm sorry that I'm not taking you as one of our.
Nah, Max.
as one of
It's
our
Max's
top 8
fault.
seeds.
It's Max's fault for playing Marth all those weeklies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He gets his punishment now for
Yeah.
sullying the beloved name of London Marth.
True.
That I've so for a long time typed my name to. But yeah, who have you got then? So if Prof makes it through winners, then I suppose there's no questioning Triff will also make it. I would like to see Ice, to be honest. I'm a big Ice fan over Pipsqueak, although undoubtedly Pipsqueak makes it, so I'll just put Pipsqueak there with a little bit of sprinkling of my preference. So let's say the winners top 8, or top 6 rather, winners semis, what's the word? Qualifiers are Leffen, Pipsqueak, Triff and Prof there. And then through losers, who might it be?
Frenzy.
Let's say, Frenzy for the first pick. I'm just scrolling through the pools again to see if I can cook up anything. So Frenzy for the first pick. Let's say Yar gets in as well. I feel like I'm being so boring. But does Tino take it over Ice? I could see it, but no, to be honest, I can't really see it that much. Let's say, I feel like I'm just saying the top 8
No, that's fine.
seeds.
That's fine.
I'm not even going to construct anything.
Both me
I'm
and
not going to
Chaler
construct
made,
anything. Prop in winners is what I'm going to say. Prop in winners and Frenzy through losers, and he'll have an amazing classic Frenzy's losers run, and we'll all love watching it on Sunday.
Frenzy wins on
so, yeah.
Sunday. Beats Leffen
Yeah.
twice on controller.
I see it happen. To be honest, maybe we're over. Nah, what we've been saying. He won
Frenzy being
Holland
Triff would be hard
Coliseum
enough for me.
without dropping a game. So yeah, I would love to see Frenzy beat Triff at least.
Dude, if
Yeah, that's just a
Frenzy
tier above.
if Frenzy managed to beat Triff in losers finals and then actually take 2 legitimate sets off of Leffen in grand finals, all of UK would shit themselves.
We would literally
simultaneously.
raid. We would also. We know where the venue is. We know it's
You'd
in the
all-
venue,
Yeah,
so-
I would
You're
drive to
not all
London.
turning up. You
Let's
will all-
go!
Like even people will come from Scotland. They will turn up 3 days later,
Yeah.
but they'll just be there with the air. Like okay, maybe Scottish people are very what's it called? They're very subdued. So maybe they'll say that I'm slandering them. But somewhere in the UK, people will drive away from.
You go out on the streets
just
with
be
a
there.
camera and people on the streets are popping off.
Yeah,
Random non-melee people just popping
like
off
it's
in Frenzy.
like it's the World Cup, like it's the Euros again.
Yeah.
Like it's the Euros
Stole
again.
the
but,
venue.
yeah, I don't
I think
know.
it was-
I say either way, I'm sort of saying it's very much a lock for these top 8 seeds.
Yeah.
And aside from a little bit of variance in pools that might, I don't know, displace Yaradin, let's say, it's looking like a lock for our top EU players, which sort of speaks to the big gap between the top EU players and the rest.
maybe kids
you know?
so in Yar.
Yeah.
Probably the only 2 that I've really.
Also, I would say the gap isn't huge. It's just
No.
that a lot of the really good players who can upset the top seeds. Like, well, a lot of people couldn't come. Maybe some people in this call that have notably beaten people, like maybe a lot of people in that bracket. Not like trying to mention anyone, but we also have a few people like Sechi could have probably, like, imagine Sechi runs into Triff. That's scary for that's still scary for Triff. I would be scared if I was Triff. Triff Fox would come, Triff Falco would come out. But
I think if there's anything to take from our predicted stuff is that is that it's really important to get that first and second seed because it makes a lot of difference to like your predicted bracket. You'll get it's like the difference between playing Prof to get into that top 8 and playing Meaty to get into the top 8, or playing like Silver to get into the top 8. You know.
Yeah,
And
and
it's like it's a big difference. You know, you want to make sure you get that because that adds the tension to that first day. Just leave. Why did he leave right now? We're like coming to the end. We're like finishing up. And he
yeah, I
leaves.
was about to say, like, I was about to end it off, but
This
yeah,
bloody guy.
my takeaway from everything is Tino. That's about it. But yeah. Anyway,
do it.
Since Mr. SwarmEngine is gone, I'm still gonna round things off, and then I'm gonna just say to everyone, thanks for watching this
Even later
episode.
for you.
We have been on for 2 hours 25 minutes now. It's been long,
a bit
but
much.
we've been talking about a lot of stuff. We talked about the
Yeah.
Fox Ditto for like 5 hours, which that was fun. But yeah, thanks for sticking with us, our honored guest, Chaler. Please
No problem.
give yourself a shout out. Shout out your social media.
I don't need to shout out anything. It's all right. I've been here. I'll probably be here again.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'll
Anyway.
probably be here again. You know what's going on.
Yeah, but
It's all
still,
good.
Chaler.
Follow Shops, Twitter, Twitch. Follow the channel if you're not following it already.
Yeah,
It's really
of
supportive
course.
about most of the success and awful hosting on his channel. So
I'll give a shout out actually to all the people that followed. So thank you Baldman for following. Thank you Joe My God for following. Thank you Mr. Cube for 2069 for following. Let's see who else.
Wait,
We
did you say
had-
Joe my god?
Thank you Bus for giving me a Twitch sub during the stream. Thank you so much.
Oh, shout out to the boss.
Yeah, but as Chaler mentioned, my Twitter at SharpSSBM. Feel free to follow my my Twitch is this one that you're watching right now. You can press the follow button. It's just a heart and it turns green when you follow. It's like amazing. So please press it if you feel like you want to press it. Sharpbot 9000, really cool name. That's about all I want to shout out. So lastly, we got this is mirrored for me. This gentleman up here.
if no one else,
Wait, which one's this?
It's
There's no one
it's
else.
SwarmEngine.
Oh, of
there's no one
course.
else.
Some.
Who?
Shout out your stuff.
Yeah, I just want to say it's kind of nuts. I'm not saying I'm averse to it. In fact, I kind of like it. But I've never been called Swarm so many times as on this
Oh.
stream.
No.
People always call me my name, so no, I'm
I think
I'm
we should
happy with it.
once.
I'm happy to go into this new world where I'm referred to by my tag. Because
Yeah.
I've always sort of wanted to be referred to my tag and sort of like, enter. You know how Wife spoke about entering like a new world or like a parallel universe as a Smash player.
No,
Like, I've sort of always liked that.
just
I've never been able to live that. But either way,
Yeah.
What's it called? You can follow me at JMeerCake. Please follow me on Twitter. It always makes me excited to see new Twitter followers because it gives me that little dopamine rush. I hate saying dopamine rush because it sort of feels like it's boiling down human existence to simple chemicals, but it's true ultimately.
yeah.
So it gives me a massive dopamine rush to get Twitter followers. So follow me on Twitter. And
Yeah.
I get to tell my friends that I'm gapping them in followers. What else? Mooncake
You're-
Gaming. I'm gonna
yeah.
stream tomorrow, either today or tomorrow. Probably not when Smash World Tour's on. It's a bit late tonight as well. So, but I'm gonna stream Outer Wilds. If
Why are
you're
you
interested
gapping me
in
and
seeing that.
followers so much? Wait, how so? When did this happen?
Nah, man, it's been like this
Actually,
for a
wait, no, I'm
while.
showing myself now. I think I
Mooncake
follow Shaler
Gaming
TV on.
streaming tomorrow.
Follow Shaler TV on Twitter.
Sometime soon. Sometime soon. I'm gonna try to do it because yeah, my friends have been telling me, or Brand Speed has been telling me I should stream Outer Wilds, and he really wants me to see me play it. I know nothing about it, so we'll see how that goes. And what else? Do I have anything else? The Spotify, the RSS feed, you can
Oh
subscribe to them
yeah,
for this
we're on
podcast.
Spotify.
I'm gonna,
yeah.
I'm gonna try to get this uploaded, hopefully sometime tonight, because I don't really think there's much of a point of having a Smash World Tour preview after Smash World Tour. I mean, I think
No,
we had a
it's
fun time
interesting.
either way.
It's interesting. They
I
they
think,
can
yeah.
laugh at our predictions for being so extremely
Yeah.
wrong.
How wrong could that? And we did give I think a pretty good insight into
Max
this
fucking
current state
wins
of
the
EU
entire
top players.
thing. Just like,
Yeah.
no one believed in me. You guys suck.
I think he definitely would bring it up in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think definitely subscribe to the RSS feed if you're interested in listening to audio podcasts in audio form. And aside from that, does anything else come to mind?
Yeah,
No,
it's also
not necessarily.
It's also important, although I'm streaming this on SharpBot 9000 today, we will be alternating between SharpBot 9000 stream and Mooncake Gaming stream. So feel free to follow both if you want to stay as updated as possible and aren't always on Twitter for the notifications or sometimes in certain Discord channels. And also, of course, check out his stream tomorrow. I'm planning on streaming soon, and I don't know when soon is. I was planning this Sunday, but hopefully not on the hours in which they're streaming the tournament.
Yeah. What are you gonna stream, Shot? Are you gonna do you're finally gonna do your Twilight Princess or something like that?
Yeah. Not Twilight Princess, but I have variety content planned. I just want to do variety content because I like playing games, but
yeah,
I just can't like force myself to sit down and play them all the time. So I feel like having stream with me and having chat with me is fun. Even if I have like 3 viewers, if I have those 3 diehards, I'm down. So I just want to get used to it and just try it out. So yeah,
I think it definitely is fun, and Chaler can probably attest to it as well.
Yeah,
although
Chaler,
I don't know if doing it as much as he had has sort of sucked the life.
The content king himself.
Has it sucked the life out of it, Josh?
That's more something like, wait, so what's the life out?
Streaming games suck the fun out of streaming. Out of it, or no?
So far out of streaming, or sort of out of the game?
For me, I think streaming is fun.
I think streaming is fun. I wouldn't do it if I didn't find it fun.
Okay, cool.
I wouldn't stream 23 hours of junking if I didn't find streaming fun. Junking is fun. The streaming part's fun.
Yeah,
the games aren't the thing I find fun most of the time. It's the streaming part.
The interaction is so much fun.
Your Twitch is Chaler TV, right?
TV.
Yeah.
Josh, it might be an uncomfortable question, and I do feel uncomfortable asking it. But when's the vlog coming, Josh? Do you have any updates?
Okay, so I'm doing the Chaler thing where I do a video, get 19 minutes into it, and I'm like, I'm gonna spend hours editing this last minute or so that no one's gonna see. No, like 10% of the people who are gonna get into the video, maybe if that. So I'm teaching myself to animate like the last part of the video, so that I can do an animation for the video. It's gonna be on screen for like 5 seconds. It's not gonna be on screen for that long. It's so unnecessary, but I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask for details because I don't want you to spoil the animation. But at this point, like, take the time that's needed. I mean, you've already gone past every expectation that we had.
Yeah,
you might as well just.
The viewers here,
so bad at editing things fast.
The viewers here, the ambition that you have, please follow this man. He absolutely deserves
We'll get there.
it.
I haven't put a YouTube video in how many months? Like 2 months now.
This is the
because of this one fucking video that I can't get out.
Yeah, when you release it, I swear I'm gonna retweet it to all my my 3 followers.
I'll retweet it.
That's slightly better retweet. Apparently, got 100 more followers. About it here. I didn't know this was a thing.
Nah, they're probably all like bots or whatever.
And everyone that follows me on Twitter, you have to watch Chaler's video. You have to.
Me too.
You have to.
It's a pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with the video so far. It's gonna be decent, I think.
Yeah.
I definitely there are bits that I'm not happy with, but I just kind of just got to do with the footage that I got. and I understand what I need to do the next time I need to record. It's just like a learning process, and hopefully I can get it out. I want it out by the end of the month because I just
And
want
it's
it to be
a-
on my, I
it's
don't
a
want to be on my
good
plate
thing.
anymore.
It's a good thing to learn it this time. So next time you come back and do it,
Yeah,
it will be
it's
way
gonna get, the,
easier.
vid- the
You'll do
videos
it
will
way
get better.
faster. Yeah.
They'll get better
The-
and better. I didn't
the
record
more
it
that
yesterday.
you-
I
the
didn't
more
want
that
to
you-
think about it.
Yeah, the more that you challenge yourself, the more you grow. Definitely.
Yeah,
So,
it'll get there. It'll come.
Like in
if
most
you want,
things.
if you want to know how it's coming along, I want it finished by the end of the month because I don't want to think about it anymore past
Okay,
that
cool.
point. So
That's 8 days.
hopefully, it is 8 days. I reckon I can do
Or
it
9 days. Yeah.
next week. I reckon I'll have time next week to actually like sit down and do it. I've been so tired after traveling to London and
Yeah,
back, and then
sounds-
traveling and all the stupid streams.
But yeah,
Yeah. It sounds superb.
I
Look forward
think
to it.
we're gonna have to round things off. Thank you to everyone for watching. If you stuck by for this long,
3 hours stream.
you're an actual hero. If you're watching this on YouTube and just finishing, you're also, I don't know, you're a hero as well. I don't understand how you're so dedicated, but thank you. And I'm super looking forward to making more episodes in the future. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about, and they're just gonna come up more and more melee content. But enough
They're
rambling.
a little shorter.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yes, a little bit shorter. This was a little bit of a special one, but
All right.
yeah,
fair
to
enough.
not extend it even further, I'm gonna end things off right now. But goodbye, everyone. See you
Peace.
next time.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.